Talk Shoes. Recorded live.
You can program our programs, that's what you're saying? Why not? And we believe in programs like the Breast for Children program, the free health clinics. Right on, brother? We believe they're good things. As a focal point to organize their mothers and fathers. See? There's no educational program here? Just come out of socialization. You set that up, right? I mean, we can't put everything on one piece of paper. What about this bank? Credit union? Credit union. Credit union, my brother. Are you hip to credit union? It is a bank. You go and borrow money? Yeah, it's a bank. Owned by the people, run for the people, and by the people. What would money be given out to people for? Well, the people would decide that. You want to buy, whatever, the people in the community decide. You need some living room furniture, maybe? You need a car, maybe? See, the thing is with me, Dig, I need to know some more about it. I wish you had some more literature about the educational thing here. Because, Dig, as far as we're concerned, struggle, the way we look at struggle is that this depends on the educational thing, Dig. Because this depends on the education. Well, the whole thing. No, but this does. You can form this with no education. No, not the way we're talking about forming it. Right. We're talking about forming it right. It's not on the paper. We didn't write it on the paper. Form it right. No education. No. Let me give you an example. Jomo Kenyatta formed the excellent revolution with no education. And then at the end thing, Jomo told the motherfucker, said, well, you can educate, hate the enemy, but I'm your brother. I help you lead the revolution. Now I'm more pressure. Another example, Papa Doc in Haiti. Papa Doc in Haiti hated everything white. Man, you couldn't put this white paper in front of Papa Doc's face, but he moved all the white people out and he took over and be the president. He did, calling no education. And the people that had been educated, they just said that we don't hate the motherfucker white people, we hate the oppressor, whether he be white, black, brown, or yellow. So we got to know the educational program to find out what is going to be in the finale. A lot of people, Jomo Kenyatta is called not a revolutionary, but an ex-revolutionary. So it's Papa Doc. They brought on successful revolution. That thing in under my mouth was a bitch. Bad freedom fighters, all that kind of action. What we're saying is the end. But you don't judge Castro now. You can't do it. Nobody in this room can judge whether Castro's going to be a revolutionary or not. You know what I mean? We're talking about things, you know what I mean, with China, the People's Republic, and even as the stage they're in now, talking about even going on further into a communistic state. That's what we're talking about. That was a revolutionary. So we got to understand here the educational program that you have to be able to figure out whether it will go on the right lines where the people will end up in a situation where they can be able to really control themselves. You understand what I'm saying? With no education, the people take this local foundation and start stealing money because they won't be really educated to why it's the people saying anyway. You understand what I'm saying? With no education, you have neo-colonialism instead of colonialism like you got in Africa now, like you got in Haiti. So what we're talking about is there has to be an educational program. That's very important. As a matter of fact, we are so important for us that a person has to go through 6 weeks of our political education before he can consider himself a member of the party, able to even run down ideology for the party. Why? Because if they don't have an education, then they're nowhere. You get what I'm saying? They're nowhere because they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. You might get people caught up in the emotionalist movement. You understand? You might get them caught up in because they're poor and they want something. And then if they're not educated, they want more. And before you know it, they'll be capitalists. And before you know it, we have Negro imperialists.
A classic case of whodunit.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruption. The The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nerve. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on reports from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
The brother asked last night what made me do it. I think I was probably at a Grizzlies game, and I was amazed by the number of us that stood up to their flag. And we all know that that flag has never represented us or our freedom. So at this time, it's like the pastor would ask you to do. I'm going to ask you all to stand. Put your black power fist in the air. Come on. If any of you want the lyrics to this song or want the song, I do have a CD back there. If you want the song in particular, I will give it to you. Because as the brother said, this is something that we should have at our event to open up each event. Black Power event?
Black Power!
Oh, say, can you be presence of presence in me? I thank you for their life and let my people be mine.
Black Power, B48, my whole chap. Welcome to Feet on the Ground Radio, Slaughterhouse Saturday. It's your brother Bourne. We coming to get it in. So let me start it off like this with a praise Nat Turner, glory to God, be known to the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, praise Harriet Tubman, glory to I.B. Wells, known to the spirit of Sister Fannie Lou Hamer. Apologize, tell me we're a little late coming in, but better late than never. You know what I mean? So we're going to get it in right tonight, you know, and it's Slaughterhouse Saturday, so you know the theme is always still and will forever be who's still betraying the African Revolution, you know what I mean? Theme is after Dr. John Henry Clark. We also make sure that we add a little Amos Wilson in all the time, so just to make sure that things go right. But tonight, family, we have a nice topic on our hands, and the topic tonight, though, is World War III. You know what I mean? Coming soon to a theater near you. What are our, you know what I'm saying? What are our capabilities and what are our capabilities? You know what I'm saying? And how can we take advantage of a situation that's being thrust upon us? So we're going to get it in nice. Let me open up my chat room real quick. See what I got riding out there with me. Let's see here. Thing on the ball. But yeah, fairly, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, it's basically we popped up with this joint right here off of the, you know, once again, we got, we beefing with North Korea once again, you know what I mean? There's something that's always happening on and on. We always end up in the mix. But sooner or later, it's going to become serious where they're going to go ahead and make the moves to the doorsteps. See, America, one of these places where America is hard, is strategically set in a good spot because it's thrusted between Mexico and Canada. Canada is basically, you know, partners with America, you know. Mexico is a product, you know, just like it's like a welfare state of America. You feel me? And so with that happening, you can't really get foreign countries that are not connected to North America have a hard time being able to place troops on the ground in these areas. So a lot of times when we do see war, we see places that America is allowed to go sit in, and next door to them is somebody that they don't like. But it's hard for people to do that here in America due to the fact of how the relationship between Canada and Mexico is. So, but like I said, we're gonna get it in on this topic. I got an article that I'm gonna read from North Korea, and then we just look at a lot of the different things that's going on all over the country, and we'll figure this thing out and get it right. Black Power, what it do out there tonight, family?
Black Power, BB Fahodier, Sister Camille. What's good, King?
Just ready to get it in, man. I seen y'all was you know, the topic tonight, it stems off of the, you know, the backroom conversation, like, you feel me? So, you know, the backroom conversation got it moved into this. Thought on what, you know, what are our capabilities? How can we take advantage of a situation like this when we're already in a position where we're in a position that it would we're in a position that would look like a position that was almost set up on total defeat. Knowing that, we have to strategize, you know what I'm saying, against our demise, but we have to strategize in a way where we understand that that's a critical position that we're in. You know what I mean? And that without taking the right steps, that we can lose badly. You know what I mean? That we can lose very badly out here. I just wanted to put that, you know, just say that that's how the thing came up. Or, you know, Sister Camille, what you got to add on to that situation right there?
Well, Brother Born, that it's a lot. The first thing for me is, there is no looking for a new world order to come about. It's been here since these savage beasts have conquered their way to domination, murder, slaughter, that kind of thing, disease, mayhem. And it's been a process of them maintaining that on the backs of us, of Africans, non-whites, non-cracker beasts, and even, they worked out their formula on their own, and they continue to do it. I mean, these are people that have no conscience. Now, that being said, why I brought that up about the New World Order, and has all been in effect since they're conquering it, because the approach that they have, even though there's a black face on it, Obama, the fact of the matter is that this is the same entity, and that is cracker beast domination, that they think that they have the right to intercede throughout the world on behalf of the cracker beast, Western, what they call it, Western civilization, whatever, that they are God for those that adhere to the religions of perversion. That's how they move. They're the next step. So, I don't consider myself a part of this society. I'm a kidnapped victim. Okay? This ain't my beef. Chinese did not bring me on this side of the Ethiopian Ocean.
Shane. Look at that. No, I totally agree. We in the mix. We in the midst. That's what we spoke on this earlier today. I was talking to a couple brothers, and this conversation came up in a manner where a lot of family, listen. When we talk about the fact that we're in a war, immediately the thing that they go to, or the immediate topic turns to, because we as Americans, we're hated all over. And I'm like, wow, we as Americans, okay. And I'm listening to what the family has to say in regards to being an American and being under attack and not having a good image as an American, right? And I'm like, all right. I'm like, yo, listen, family. Okay, that you was a soldier, and I said that context might what you're saying. It has some validity, but the thing is that regardless if you went overseas or not, you still at war right here in America because of who you are. And I think that goes over a lot of our people's head when we speak to the point of being at war. The only context that they understand it is as an American citizen, as the country is at war. And I think that this is one it is very detrimental for us, but we're going to have to definitely beat up on that hard.
Exactly. Listen, the whole concept called America is an illusion. Okay? This is stolen property. I refuse to be a part of that game. Now, I'm a kidnapped victim. I did not choose to be here on this side, on the planet where I'm at, this location. Okay? The same monsters who took this land made that decision when they took me. And when I mean me, I'm talking about my line. I'm an African, the Africans that I come from. The damage that they have done and continue to do based upon that, I find it offensive. You know, you have to be asleep to be an African and to be in the military. You got to be severely asleep, and it ain't your fault, but you got to be. The B50. You got to be. To be a correctional officer. You got to be. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Okay? Because, and to call yourself an American. Because it's an illusion. And it's a hideous illusion. This is stolen land. This is land of invaders. You know, you still got a small remnant of the people who was here at the time that these savages came over here and took this shit. So no, I'm not gonna play that game. You know, I'm not gonna play a game where, like someone was saying, we got the right. I heard somebody say to me, we made progress. We have the right to free speech, and I laugh. Because see, it's all how we see shit, perceptions, motherfucker. Because the Constitution was in effect. The Constitution was ratified, right? When was that? 1787, right? Now, you had the First Amendment already in effect, freedom of speech, right? While I was in chains, right? Is that not the case?
Okay. Check.
So, what the fuck do that mean to me today? Any motherfucking way. It's all a goddamn illusion.
Huh? We accepted it. That's why we think we included. You know what they call it? The illusion of inclusion. They just told us or something. They never included us in any of this constitutional shit. None of these laws and right, none of this shit ever applied to us. They just allowed us to believe that we was included. So sometimes they let you use it, but most times they don't.
And that's the thing. So why am I now going to pretend that I'm a part of this with this right in front of my face? I'm refusing to accept what real reality is. I'm refusing because I hear echo, but when we can go to a later time period when our people could not laugh in the street if a white cracker beast came by. Didn't they have them things called laughing barrels? We had to put our head in there.
Yeah, the laugh barrel.
Right.
Couldn't laugh in the street. Now, let alone say what the fuck you wanted to say if you couldn't even crack a motherfucking smile.
And this if you, quote, unquote, free, with the Constitution being in effect.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of speech, First Amendment.
And we ain't even had the freedom to laugh.
Come on.
Motherfuckers about freedom of speech.
And so now I'm supposed to turn around and be join the military of these monsters now who did this to me and take an oath to uphold the Constitution, who never upholded me. Me and mine. To this day. Because I know it said you got the right to free assembly. Let a group of brothers be chilling on the corner.
Oh, man.
Let the numbers get about 10, 15. That's 10, 15. That's a problem.
Yeah. 10, 15, you get 3, 4 too many.
Come on now.
Yeah. 4 might be too many, man. We had to.
Black Power.
Oh man, we out on we outside. You saying that we outside, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? We done had to. We outside. We holding it down so hard that now the police there, the sergeant had to tell them, yo, man, just don't bother them, man, because we gonna hold it down. They like, yo, y'all, we out here too hard, like y'all, like they just like, yo, they don't know what to say to us. Nothing. They can't say, we out there every day, red, black, and green. Up. I got the Panther wear, you know what I'm saying, material. So they don't know who we are or what we are. They just know they see us out there looking black power, always on some black power shit, always handing out lit, always on, doing something. And even with that, they still like, yo, listen, hold up, y'all assembling too hard. That's the right now we really under the eye, so we being watchful because you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers is really looking at us trying to find out what are we? Are we an organization? Niggas asking these questions now. What's the organization? Who the leader?
Say word.
Yeah, they trying to find out who leading. You know what I'm saying? All right, so
None your business. Ain't no leader.
Ain't no leader. Nah, tell them read the lit, man. If you got the lit, then you know what time it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They should say we ain't no organization, no nothing now, man. We family. Just coming together to do something good for the motherfucking people.
And that's real talk. Family. That's real.
We ain't got nothing. That's it. Hey, we ain't no more, no less than that.
All right.
So, you know, that's our move. But I understand what you're saying because, you know, truly you don't have, they don't give you the right to that assembly. You know what I mean? To express any grief.
Mm-hmm. You know, and first thing, that got to be established because we can't get caught up in the propaganda that's going to be coming out. You know, all this shit that may come out to persuade you backing and supporting and actually giving your life for one of the most corrupt systems ever. You know, the propaganda will come out about China, the evil North Korea.
Oh, somebody. All right. Go ahead, sister. Sister got a little bit of stuff going on in her background.
You know, the evil North Korea, how they got human rights abuses. I mean, something in us should feel insulted when we are bombarded with such propaganda.
Yeah, to hear America speak on human rights abuses, that's, you know, that right, like you said, that's the pot calling the kettle black. And that would end up the statement that they make.
I said.
The fuck, you can't say shit about North Korea. Nothing they doing. Not with the shit you doing to black folk right here. What the fuck is going on? You know, but this is all, like you said, it's all a propaganda game. It's all a big matrix, the big money matrix. If we try to find out who behind the money, I don't know if this shit, North Korea talking that shit right now. They talking that big shit. Listen, man, y'all across the red line. Y'all doing too much, America. You're moving too swift, and you about to bump your motherfucking butt. And we ready to fight to the end. That's their statement. We ready to fight till there's only one of us left. So now, Mr. American Negro, where do you stand at on that?
Okay, now. Because you know what I love about North Korea propaganda machine. They make sure to always have at least one line, and it's the truth, what they're saying in this one line, about how America has abused blacks in this country. How the police are killing us.
They're like, how you going to talk shit to us? You ain't got nothing to say to nobody. Look what y'all doing to y'all black people. Look what y'all doing to y'all former slaves. So they always got them in the bind with that. They play that too. They play that card. Because then America don't got nothing to say about that. It's hard pressed for them to be able to say anything. What do you got to say to that? Nothing. Because your records speak for itself. You know what I mean? And we're not talking about, you know, like they say, we're not talking about past record. We're talking about right now. The record speaks for itself. We all seen this abuse. We all seen this abuse. I don't know who the next. I mean, Cash just said to me, listen what this lady says to me. She says, you know, yeah, and they think that we done died down because they ain't killed nobody in the last almost 2 weeks. And I'm looking at her like, yo, I said, yo, you believe that? Damn, we ain't seen nothing in the news. So, you know, we get right online, man. You immediately put police shooting. And trust, man, cops just shot somebody, killed somebody. Somewhere.
Sure.
Somewhere in America, somebody got killed by the cops today. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be on TV because they don't have no reason for it to be on TV. They done already hyped us up, calmed us down. So they don't got no reason to hype us back up right now. They seen what point we'll get to. So they, all right, let's keep it easy now for a little bit. We don't want to get them. We don't want to make them niggas pop. We just want to bring them to the point that they would pop, and then we can just calm them down real quick, and then they good. Because if we bring them to that point, they expend a lot of energy. They get mad, you know what I'm saying? We need them mad, angry. Once they get mad and angry like that, they'll spend all that energy. You know, it's just like when you're in a house and you arguing. You feel me? You're in a house arguing, you're going to spend a mad energy. You might end up sweating, be arguing. You feel me? You breathing hard, all that. You know, so once you done spent that energy off, though, now you calm. You calm, and that's where they got us at. They get us angry. We get out there, yell, protest, and all that shit. Then after we done did all that, the energy dissipated and we calm. We never get to focus the energy because they make you get rid of it immediately. They give you things to do to get rid of it instead of taking it, harnessing that motherfucking energy and seeing how it can be directed for a proper military tactic. You can't do it when you just, first thing you do is run right out. When you don't think first.
I say.
Huh? But see, I see the family out there tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple guests out there, going on guests. You know what I mean? Sister, I believe that's Sister Kim. I believe you got some background noise. And no, Sister Monique. That's some background noise. And so I had to mute your mic. Yeah.
But in terms of the probability of there being a World War III, I could say that it's quite high. And the reason why I feel that way is because, they want to, the sick powers that be want to bring the lies, the mythology of the book of lies called the Bible to reality, because that's going to only help further put those that are caught up in that madness deeper into it, making them even more defenseless sheep, not seeing what's going on around them. And it will allow them to usher in which they will think will be their perfect system of enslavement.
Mm-hmm.
They will have worked out the kinks, and there will be a hierarchy, just like it was then. Because you had the Cracker Beast owner, whatever you want to call him, and then you had his underlings, like the overseer, who was, which would be today, I guess, similar would be the police on a certain level, or the supervisor on your job on a certain level.
It'd be like the senators right now. They're the old senators and the congressmen.
Mm-hmm.
They run the plantation. You know what I'm saying? Then they got some other cats who will punish your ass for fucking up on the plantation. Well, like how Candy was. Remember, Candy was on the plantation. He ran it, but if some shit was fucked up, he had whatever them fucking little wild crackers. They was the ones. Them was the police. You feel me? The wild backwood cracker was the police, and he come out there and fuck you right up. No problem, because the overseer really weak. He really weak as hell. He's scared to do something his own self.
And he, too, want to sit at the table.
Yeah.
But Massa, too, want them crumbs. Because...
Instead of doing...
Huh?
No, I was going to say, instead of doing the white thing and going ahead and killing his kindred friend, his kith and kin, like they normally do, instead of them going ahead chopping all these, he go ahead and listen to the orders that come jump down on our throat. We waiting for that. That's the advantage. I'm telling you, that's what we got to take it. Me personally, I think that's what we got to take advantage of. We got to take advantage of the fact that white people don't like white people. We got to take advantage. They ain't got to like us. As long as they don't like each other, we got to use that to our advantage. So I think that's something that's where we really got to be studying where the kinks is at in white supremacy. Which white people is ready to move against the white supremacist just because he feel like the white supremacist is using white supremacy to his advantage and that they can't get to the top. You know how like the Irish is and shit like that. I mean the Polacks, motherfuckers who can't never quite get to the top because you got that low life that's already running shit. So they mad about that. So you have to use that anger against these white people. And that's my motto.
Same is the case for what's going on with on an international level. Find some way to use that on a local level too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to ask you, what do you think, or to the family in general, what do you think? Do you think World War III is going to happen? And do you think that this, the catalyst for it will be along racial lines? And what do I mean by that? Asian versus the cracker beasts. Asian countries, nations coming together versus cracker beast nations and shit.
Now that's the Western constant. That's it. I see them ready to fight, and the Asians already. The Japs got problems with America. They pretend nice. The Chinamen own a bunch of America, and they want money back. North Korea ain't like them since they split the country up. Because that's the North Korean propaganda that the white man came in and turned his brothers and sisters against each other. So, man, I would like for that to happen. I would think that would be to our advantage. It would be to our advantage for it to run like that. You know what I mean? Because once it run like that and they start dividing up, it'll divide along how dark you is. So then as Africans, because of our situation, a lot of these other countries with melanated people in it, people who show their melanin through their skin, so since when they got that, a lot of them already in position to put up a decent fight with the weaponry that they have, which would buy the African the time, buy us as Africans the time for us to be able to really watch them getting their war on and figure out our best tactics to defeat all enemies at once. So that's what I think that we can win. I know we can win. I know it's about time and opportunity, man. We have to seize the moment when it comes to us. I heard they said before, man, you gotta know when to hit the fence, man. When you see the opening, you gotta hit that motherfucker like a running back in a football game. As soon as it split, you got that open, man. You have to hit it hard. So I do see that it's a contest being played, but my thing is, Sister Camille, that I gotta go do some due diligence again on North Korea in general to see if the head of it has been to these Bohemian Grove meetings, any of this shit. You feel me? I got to find his Masonic ties, if he is a Mason and what lodge he is in, all that stuff. Because it might be one big game on us. They'll fight. The people will die, but it won't be under the context of however we see it. It'll be under a totally different premise.
Well, unlike his father, he did recently put on a suit and tie.
And his father never did that.
Nah, never did that. And, with China, you got the new thing where the Philippines, who, that you might as well call that an American colony, modern day colony, went to the Hague International Court to sue China for multiple violations regarding China, Southern Sea or the South China Sea, and making artificial islands, which apparently they have military apparatus or structures set up on these islands, bases and air landing strips, things of that nature. And they were saying that China was impeding their right to the resources of those waters and the fishery, So the International Court ruled in every allegation in favor, accusation, or claim in favor of the Philippines against China. And China's like, fuck that. We ain't adhering to that shit. And so now this country is saying that, if China don't respect the ruling of the International Court, then they're going to have to intercede on behalf of the Philippines. And I just know that's all a setup.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to go to war with China. Why? They don't have the money to pay them back.
Yeah, you don't got the money to pay back.
And what do you do? That's a mob move. That's a hook. That's a savage move. You when you don't have the money to pay them back, okay, you strike up a beat. So I ain't got to pay you back now.
Yeah, but I'd rather fight about it.
Come on, what you talking about? We at war.
Yeah, now listen. That's what you do. You saying it, right? And that's what you do when you think you're dealing with a sucker. You get some shit from them, you know what I'm saying? And you be like, yo, you know what? Nigga, I ain't paying you back, right? I ain't doing it. What? And then you tell him to his face, yeah, what? No, can't get it. What? I mean, and in America, you're just dealing with these goddamn suckers that are trying to put people in the motherfucking under the press like that. That shit ain't gonna work with everybody, man. Racism, white supremacy. They trying to work that against the Chinaman. And the Chinaman think the same thing about his own self. He got plenty of studies saying the Chinese is the best, is the most goddamn, the greatest goddamn race on the planet. So he got the same motherfucking thought.
Shay.
So, when you're dealing with people like that, there ain't no back down. Ain't no back down, and they're not going to let that shit slide because they can already see the weakness in America. They can see the weakness because they know how divided it is racially. They know how savage the white man's been. They understand propaganda. They like, listen, man, these motherfuckers is really weak. They watch what they did in Iraq. They watch what they do everywhere. All these motherfuckers is sneak artist bombers and shit like that. That's what they are. They ain't got no boots on the ground kicking no ass for real. They put the boots down there later after they destroyed your infrastructure, but they can't come in and do no fighting. So they're like, our best bet is to go in there and fight. Our best bet is to go right into America and kick their ass. Because they ain't got no soldiers there. We can take the shit over. I think America really setting us up for it to happen. Like, yo, they want it to happen because, like, the fucking Jew worried about the shekel. Despite what anybody say, I don't think these motherfuckers them hats about the shekel. And they've been getting these shekels about America a long time. And it look like they ready to, close shop. Like they having a fire sale out here. They selling every fucking thing. Everything must go type shit. I'm very leery on both ends, but I do think that it's something that was bound to happen, and like it's inevitable. Dealing with people who look at the world in a manner of world domination, it's inevitable for them to continuously fight it out and get more and more people involved in the fight. We've been going through this World War III already. I think that has been under the surface because I think that what happened was Japan, the Asians in general, decided that the war would be inside of products. You know what I'm saying? We know how to cripple you. We will cripple you by crippling your money. We'll make you not have, your product's going to be worth nothing. Definitely going to make them worthless. We're going to make your products worthless because we're going to produce every single thing for cheap. No matter how good we make it, we're going to produce it and give it to them for cheap. And that's what's been hurting America. Is that their money ain't been right since China and Japan decided that. They decided to do that and they got them. So I'm telling you, they definitely make something just as good for cheap. Because my father got a fucking Hyundai. He got a fucking Hyundai. Yo, I'm telling you, this shit leather and wood grained out. All type of shit in there. I said, what the fuck? I said, damn, man, this shit cost like 50 racks, son. You know what I'm saying? 50,000 or better, man. It sounds like you don't have to put down on this thing. Nah, man, with 30, 35. I said, God damn, it give me out luxury like this? This shit ride just like, yo, this shit ride. It ride like a Lexus, like this shit ride good as hell. This shit ride like got a nice ass ride. So I said, damn, these motherfucking Asians, boy, they put the same quality out, put it in a cheaper motherfucking package. Give it to you, huh? Here you go. And that's how they've been destroying the Western economy. And they've been doing that, and I think that's where the World War III has already begun already. We're just not seeing it on our doorstep yet. We're still seeing it from afar through the smoke haze. It ain't live and direct.
Excellent assessment.
Yeah. Well, hold on. What did you just say, Sister Camille? I heard you.
That was an excellent assessment on your part. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like the first leg of World War III, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We just ain't really, because, how, they lost, because Japan knew that them Asians knew they just couldn't outright come out and just jump on them. They was like, these motherfuckers will kill us. You know what I mean? They're like, these motherfuckers will kill us. They will drop. You see the shit they dropped on us already? We don't need another one of them. Another one of them going to fucking radiate our whole fucking land over here. We'll never be able to come back, ever, from this shit. We know what to do. All right, manufacturing industry, they had a motherfucking manufacturing revolution over there, and the shit ain't stopped.
And shut this one down.
Yeah, they shut this shit down all the way. All the way.
With the help of greedy ass cracker beast racists.
Yup. Who knew they could get it for cheaper and won't pay no Americans no wage. They said, we need better profits than this. No matter how much profits they made, it wasn't enough. No matter how much profits, it's never enough. That's why I was listening to the Jew, the rabbi, and he was saying that they really fooled American businessmen into start investing overseas like 15 years ago to get them out of the market here so they could just rape the market while they was telling them that the market was going to crash. They just sat around and raped the motherfucking market on them. I said, now, ain't this some shit right here? I said, that sounds just like a small hat move. Or you see that shit happening. You see Bill Gates, a lot of these people who are major pioneers and having large companies here just start moving their shit right up out of here. Immediately. Well, Black Power, what's going on out there tonight, family? You know what it is. We are talking about World War III coming soon to a theater near you. You know, what are our capabilities in this war? and how can we take advantage of it when it goes on. So Black Power out there. I see our Texas family out there, Connecticut family out there. You know what I'm saying? I see Brother Dondre out there. Black Power, what's going on, Chief? All right.
Black Power, family.
Black Power, Black Power.
Black Power.
Yeah. But yeah, Sister Camille, you know, I see this thing coming down on us, and like I said, it seemed to me like it's been in a run or in the midst for a while. It's been in the midst since World War II. Like they haven't stopped fighting. The motherfuckers ain't stopped fighting. They ain't stopped. Like this shit is. How long has there been the DMZ line in Korea? Let me see when they first drew this DMZ line up. Then we'll get to the article on why we're speaking on this. DMZ Korea. Alright. Yeah. That's the 30th parallel. It ended the DMZ 1953. So this fucking line been there for 60 years. You know what I'm saying? And the way they got it, it's on a river. So the river like basically split North Korea from South Korea. You know what I'm saying? And my father was out there in Korea, and he was like, yo, like the in certain parts of the river ain't no bigger than a street. You know what I'm saying? No wider than that. And you'll have North Korean soldiers on one side, South Korean soldiers and U.S. soldiers on the other side, 20 feet away from each other, 35 feet away from each other, locked and loaded. But as long as you don't put nothing across that line, you're good. But if you put a pinky inside the DMZ line, your ass good game. And they'll knock your head off on either side. So, you know, this is the type of shit that's been going on there. And they really, like, listen, it's really happening because America wanted that strategic part of, you know, the land. They want to be able to control certain things in the area, so you need land.
World domination. You know, that's sickening. It's sickening that you got families warring with each other due to one being linked to an outsider. That's so perverted when you try to visualize what you just described. It's like what happens in the land that one half is now called Haiti and Dominican Republic. It's so sickening. It's perverse.
Yeah, like what's going down in Uganda with the Hutu.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They down there just slaughtering, all on the strength of one being connected with a foreigner. Shit. Matter of fact, two being they got double foreigners going on. With the whole situation, though, this is why, you know, when we say how are we going to take advantage because of the naivety of the cracker. He looking at us like we ain't got no, like we just going to lose anyway, that we ain't got no part in what's happening. And a lot of people have counted us out And I think that that's something that we have to use, is that people have already counted us out, that we're not going to be a threat because of what they say we do to each other. Not realizing that we people who go with the flow. And once the flow say, we ain't killing each other no more, that we got new ops. Trust me, they're going after the new ops, man. They don't have no problem. They just got to be assigned new targets.
I say.
So, we want the war. They talk about this Republican National Convention, Democratic National Convention. They talking about suspending. They might suspend the election. And, you know, as all the times that I heard that, right now seems like one of the only times that I think that it's possible because of the two candidates that's already running. I think if something popped off as though we were really in aggressive military action against another country, that they would suspend it and make sure they held on to Barack, because the people would say, we don't want neither one of them in there new trying to deal with this situation.
Mhm. And I think too, another possibility with that is because they need a black face on our extermination, or the attempts of it. Let me put it that way.
Stop.
And he don't mind.
Mhm.
Him and his wife. Okay? I don't care how people feel about him. Because the fact is, you're the sitting president, and you can't write no kind of executive order to end the murder of our people. I mean, y'all both were, Michelle, you was raised in this country. You going to tell me you don't know that this is a white racist society?
Raised this
To Obama? I mean, seriously? We going to pretend with all your high education? For real?
She's from Chicago. I'm talking about she's from the projects in Chicago. Allegedly.
Okay. How many funerals? She's a black mama, right? You going to say allegedly on that one? But as a mother, how many funerals has she been to? Did she go to Tamir Rice? Did Obama?
Nah, she didn't go to none of that shit. Yo, you know what you saying that? Damn, you saying that. I didn't even think about the. Yeah, where they at? Yeah. That's interesting. But I wouldn't expect her to be there. But you saying that interesting, because I would not expect her to be there. But for media, I would expect her to be there. You understand?
Exactly. That's what I would. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just for to look good to black people. Because black people we still feeling funny, man. But
so then what do that mean, Brother Born, that they don't give a damn? What do it mean?
Okay.
Not even to put on the face, the act, the pretend.
Right.
So I don't think he'll have no problem, making a martial law or having us round up if you resist, shot, kill. I don't see no problem with that. I don't see that. I don't see none of that. Nothing stopping, because Congress is trying to pass a bill called the Blue Shield, some bullshit bill about protecting cops. I have to get my information straight on that. I'll find it before the show is over, because I just couldn't even deal with it when I saw. I was so offended because of what happened in Dallas. But no bill can this same so-called law person construct for the continued people. You know what I'm saying? It's a disgrace.
Yeah, we you know, we in a time that, like I said, man, we gotta take advantage of it. We gotta take advantage of it. We see a lot of people with what you say, capability and intent, right, equal threat. Sister Camille, isn't that the quote from Steve Coakley? Oh man, Sister Joy hung up one. Man, one call came in, another one hung up. What the hell's going on? All right, anyway, that's some bullshit. Well, anyway, capability and intent equal threat. So that's how we got to look at this world. We see people with the capability and they got the intent to do something to us, so we know that they're a threat. And so we have to always be prepared and be diligent on what the fuck is going to happen to us. You understand? It's always going down, and you got to always be ready. I'm going to read this article real quick on exactly what. Here we go. CBS News. CBS News in Pyongyang, North Korea. North Korea's top diplomat for U.S. affairs told the Associated Press on Thursday that Washington crossed the red line and effectively declared war by putting leader Kim Jong-un on his list of sanctioned individuals and said a vicious showdown will erupt if the U.S. and South Korea hold annual war games as planned next month. Han Sung-ryol, Director General of the U.S. Affairs Department at the North Foreign Ministry, said in an interview that the recent U.S. actions have put the situation on the Korean Peninsula on a war footing. The United States and South Korea regularly conduct joint military exercises south of the demilitarized zone, and Pyongyang typically responds to them with tough talk and threats of retaliation. Han said North Korea believes the nature of the maneuvers has become openly aggressive because they reportedly now include training designed to prepare troops for the invasion of North's capital and decapitation strikes aimed at killing his top leadership. Han says designating Kim himself for sanction was the final straw. Said the Obama administration went so far to have the impudence to challenge the supreme dignity of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in order to get rid of this unfavorable position during the political and military showdown with the DPRK. Han said using the acronym for North Korea's official name, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The United States has crossed the red line in our showdown. We regard this thrice cursed crime as a declaration of war. Even though Korea has already been sanctioned for the nuclear programs, on July 6th was the first time Kim Jong-un has been personally sanctioned. Less than a week later, Korea cut off its final official means of communication with Washington, known as the New York Channel. Han said Pyongyang has made it clear that everything between the two must now be dealt with under war law. Katina Adams, State Department spokeswoman for East Asia and Pacific, said the U.S. continues to call on North Korea to refrain from actions and rhetoric that further destabilize the region and focus instead on taking concrete steps toward fulfilling its commitments and international obligations. She said U.S.-South Korea joint military exercises are defense-orientated and have been carried out regularly and openly for 40 years and designed to maintain stability on the Korean Peninsula. These exercises are a clear demonstration of the U.S. commitment to the alliance. Kim and 10 others were put on the list of sanctioned individuals in connection with alleged human rights abuses. You understand? These motherfuckers are talking about human rights abuses. They denying the claims and say the report was based on fabrications, pointing to such things as police shootings of black Americans and poverty, and even in the richest democracies. It says the West has no moral high ground for which to criticize the North's domestic political situation. It also says U.S. allies with questionable human rights records receive less criticism. Yeah. It's a lengthy-ass article, and I'm not going to read it all. And, well, basically, they saying, listen, man, back up off the goddamn gun line. Y'all close to the gun line. Y'all doing shit that we don't like. And now you're trying to sanction Supreme Leader. And you can't sanction Kim Jong-un, the son of Kim Jong-il. That ain't going to work. So, so the talk is tough right now. Like I said earlier in the show, though, this type of speech and rhetoric is going on for a long time. This is how North Korea speaks to the United States. They'll end up capturing a plane or something, sending it back in pieces, and that'll be where they, go ahead and put some action. But I don't think they really want that action. They don't want that. They don't really want that work. So they just talking it, but they can give it to them South Koreans because they're right on top of them. But it's hard to get here unless they build a coalition. And that was the thing about the Asians when Sister Camille spoke earlier in regards to whether or not Asians and blacks could work together. That's something that people put out there. I say that if war going on, let all the Neanderthals fight each other, and once they fight it out and they weaken each other, we can come in and seal the deal on both ends. Trap them in the middle. So that's my thought on the war aspect and what we need to do in this day and time. Brother Dante, you got anything you want to add on?
Nah, I'm actually driving right now. But when I get to the crib, I do want to put in a few of the executive orders that Obama did sign, the ones reintroducing slavery and the likes. But give me about 30 minutes to get to the crib.
All right. Brother Dodger, you about 30 minutes, Brother Dodger. You fucking around with Brother Boy. Brother Boy been out since early this AM, messing with these babies out there. But I definitely we got that time for you, man. We got that time for you. We was out early in the game today, putting that work in so we can take advantage of the situation. And we won't be able to take advantage of the situation if the babies ain't on board. If they ain't on board, you ain't going to be able to take no advantage. Trust that. You got to give them a reason to hold on to the ideology of freedom. You know what I mean? That's number one. You got to give them a reason to hold on to that ideology. So yeah, we definitely got to do that. You know what I'm saying? We got to hold fast. And we got to hold fast and just make sure that we push it forward with the proper politics and definitely proper propaganda, letting the children know that we can win, but that it's going to be a long win and that we need to be getting prepared. I'll tell you this, World War III is coming, man. They're using a lot of fucking electric things. A lot of this shit is built on computers. Everybody want to win. And something that Brother Little said is that he said, yo, man, I think we need to go on back to the Stone Age. We don't need no technology at all, man. We need EMP weapons, electromagnetic pulse. They can short circuit and put out goddamn these little remote controls that these niggas got. These little remote control planes and shit. Even planes that just take any type of electrical thing, we need to have EMP machines. Liken unto the Matrix. hit it with that shit, man. And shut shit down. You got to have it. The EMP bomb. We're working hard at keeping ourselves, keeping ourselves on track. But we always have to be making sure that we looking, we watching, and we keeping it strong. That's one of the things that we got to make sure that we instill in our babies, keeping it strong. Reposting some things, and I see something up there that the brother posted, but that's where we have to be at. We're keeping ourselves strong, keeping our family strong, letting us understand that it's a time where it's going to be pressure on you. The pressure is going to get hard, but you got to keep going strong, no matter what. You have to keep going, keep moving, keep it alive, because the war that we spoke on earlier, and as I spoke on, has how they economically just went about dismantling the country, this country, America, about dismantling it, and also doing the same in other countries, just coming in and really pushing hard their product. With this going on, we also had the war that educated us on the reasons why we should lose, that we should not win, that we cannot win, and that we will not win. And these are not things that the African should ever have in his mind. He should have a healthy fear, though, of losing. We should be able to see measures that are going on that are making us lose, that will keep us as losers in a losing state of being. We can't allow ourselves to just be like, we can't allow ourselves to just believe that somebody else is going to take care of us. Can't do that. That can't be done. And make sure that that's not our theme as a people. Our theme can't be, we bound to lose. But our theme definitely has to incorporate the thought that we will lose if we don't put up a fight. You can't fucking win not fighting. No, that don't happen. You cannot win without fighting. Trust me on that. Nobody I know nobody. I don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? Trust, I don't know not a one motherfucking person who won without fighting back. Can't do it. People, how can you do it? You'll be beat down to the last compound. You'll be beat down to the last compound if you try that. So, we on the move, though, we on the grind, but you gotta fight. You gotta swing some blows back. So that's where you gotta start at the youth. That's where you start swinging your blows back. You got to hit them where they don't want to be hit at. That's what expanding the mind of the young African into the thought of a BB for Hodian. Trust, man. And these little Africans, man, they make me happy, man. I'm telling you, just seeing I'm out, the little African come up to me. She come up. Now, little African this is her. She is struck with albinism, which it hasn't made her all the way white, but she's real light golden with the real gold, blondish hair, blue eyes. Her little brother got the same thing. Her other brother don't. But you know what I'm saying? But and she woke up though. That her mother, her two brothers, they woke up while we on it. We out there doing the thing now. We seen the babies at the breakfast last weekend, so it's like Friday. So she rolls up on us, and We talking, and she just yell out, Black Power! Right when they start to walk away. Oh, man. Then the little one yells it out. Man, it made me feel so good because it showed that they was taking in what was going on, that they wanted to be involved. They liked it. You know what I'm saying? It felt good. And so that's the thing. That's the thing that I realized that, man, we got to do that. We got to make these babies feel good about what's going on with them, good about what they're doing. That's the only way that we're going to win. Make them feel like they're worth something. Give them the work that they for. You know what I'm saying? Once you give them the work that they for, you got it. Once you let them know that, listen, this is your worth. This is how much it's worth. This is how much you worth. Trust. You got it, man. Ain't no doubt. Yo, listen, I don't know, but what the hell? Yo, Sister McKee and Brother Tim, they not out there today. I believe it's Sister McKee's born day, either to yesterday or to I don't know, today or tomorrow. I'm confused, but I'm about to give her a ring and make sure I know exactly what it is. I have to be sure. But I got to check into that. But if it is, happy born day. This is I just seen it. So why not go ahead and send a shout out to the family. Now, I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's kind of jacked right now. Get it back right. All right. Here we go. We got it back up. Let me see what else we got going on, though. But it's World War III, right? What are we going to do? I done dropped my jewels. The family, like I said, the family out and about tonight. We got a couple listeners. So if the listeners want to add on to anything, please do. No, I only found the one article and that's dealing with the DMZ line in North Korea. But look, basically, it's not even as much as what they're making it out. Because they're acting like somehow some way wild is happening. I just, the way that it's put out. It's just some sanctions. It's just words on the paper saying you can't go places because we don't like you. I doubt that that's going to work, though, because who's going to enforce that? Who's going to enforce that on the people? Let me know. I need let's see here. We definitely need the family to make sure that they stay diligent. Make sure that you're prepared, stocked up. Make sure you got your flashlights and all that stuff. Matter of fact, saying that, I need to go get another flashlight. Make sure you got your mask, your gas mask. If you can afford it, get you a couple extra filters. Things that you really know you're going to need. So that's what we really got to be looking into. The martial arts training. You know what I mean? Gun range. Just shooting. So those are things that we got. And as I said, just earlier, while we're dealing with this war situation, man, it's about educating these babies. I can't reiterate that enough. It's about educating these babies because the elders will take them off somewhere where they don't want to be, and they can never fight with King Jesus. If you are a practitioner, you know what I'm saying, of Christianity, you got to be ostracized from a lot of things that's dealing with the war coming in because they already have a demeanor that we should be able to give up our life and just give it to the Lord, and then if we die, it's a good thing. You know, you get to the great by and by, but they only say that when somebody else is dying, not them. So, yeah, they definitely help stifle that innovative spirit, not because they want to, but because they have to, because it's subconsciously built into their mind that if Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it, it really ain't working. Well, let me see what else we got going on. I'm going to hit a couple of different topics. I'm sitting here looking for some more information. But we also know that they're steadily going in down there. Kosovo still fighting. Everybody, the war is on. The war is on. It's about whether or not you're going to wake up and do something about it. Everybody tell me that I'll die for my freedom. And I'm telling them, wait, man, you better be wanting to live for your freedom and take another life for it. That's what freedom is about. The ability to live and take something else when somebody's trying to take something from you. Well. Let's see what else we got rocking on. Hold on. Also, to reiterate the fact that we at war. Reiterate that fact that we at war. Just stay diligent in your discussion and what you read. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, like I said, family, I read through a couple of different articles, man. I looked for certain things. I just wanted to put that theme out. But the family wanted to get into this groove, man. We just happened not to be able to show in today. You know what I'm saying? So when you already got stuff planned out and set up, it's just like I said, I ain't found nothing. I haven't found another article that really hits directly to this North Korea thing. But as Brother was saying, this ain't about, you know what I'm saying, it's about knowing where you at, knowing that we don't have this, don't have that, and we need the resources to make sure that we grow. So that's the number one thing that it's about, man. That's what the theme is for tonight, is that that's how we take advantage. We take advantage by them shutting the schools down. And by them shutting the schools down, it gives us the advantage to get back into the people. That's what we got to do. That's where we take advantage of the situation, me personally. So I'm going to strive to make sure that every week, every time I come through here, once a week, that just show that love. Because that's what the steps at. The official steps. with that said, rocking out with Brother Dondre, man. I do want to get that information. Can you kick it into the back room? So,
yeah, I'll post it in the back room once I get to the crib.
So we go to the back room. We go to the after party right now, man. I'm telling you, your brother's been out. Listen, family, don't mind me. I've been out, man. I had a long ass day, man. Trust. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got co-host that got your back. Black Power.
Black Power. There you go.
Yeah, what I missed, man.
Man, so man, I've been rocking it. We discussed. I read a little bit of the article from North Korea, some of their statements. You know what I mean? And I just was going over, whether or not what it is, what we're looking for, what are our options, and what are the things that how can we take advantage of the time and situation. And as I was stating, man, I'm striving to take advantage of the situation by making sure that they shutting schools down and things of that nature, but making sure I'll be able to pick up in them areas, start picking up some of the children who are going to be pushed out of certain situations, and be able to give them that African spirit in order to move forward into what we already see is here. But if we ain't even trying to prepare the next generation at the same time that we're doing it, then it's all for naught anyway.
Alrighty. So as you put it in the context, I mean, right now, a lot of political military moves being made in regards to Southeast Asia. For example, Vietnam has aspirations of taking over Cambodia. And it's kind of weird because Cambodia has a lasting history that's really longer than Vietnam. But if you notice, every war that America has fought in chopped up nations, they never leave. In fact, they have embassies there, and they end up going right into their setting up infrastructure, which often results in colonialization. China wanting to expand their horizons as far as the sea, for example. What's going on is a powder keg effect that's taking place that Brother Malcolm was talking about. In the context right now, from where we're standing with North Korea, for example, North Korea has a rich history with America, and really North Korea has not even stopped the declaration on war with the United States. With South Korea having a lot of companies and corporations such as Samsung, Daewoo, et cetera, timing is everything. If you guys remember, all North Korea's tests, all their nuclear tests, for some reason, they're doing the propaganda and making sure that everyone sees it. You see what I'm saying? They're doing something out of the box. For example, they're running ballistic missiles. Excuse me. They're running ballistic missiles, not using technical missile guidance systems like we see today. You see what I'm saying? So this is some things to keep in mind. How does this affect us? Any enemy of America, whether it be North Korea, and I'm gonna stay on North Korea for a minute, because look at the crisis that Dennis Rodman raised when he went out there. Here it is. This black man has clearance into North Korea when white Americans can't even get that clearance. That's why, if anyone noticed, once Dennis Rodman got back, all the news channels wanted to talk with him. Instead of them keeping it in the context of basketball, they want to know about the leader. They want to know about the infrastructure out there, et cetera, et cetera. One thing to point and to note is that any enemy of America, if they're going to be successful waging war on America, they're going to recoup, if you will, African Americans. For my niggas who are international, who go in and out of state and so forth and fly around the country, it's getting harder and harder to leave the country. Why is this? Oftentimes because they want to know what the business is. Where are you going out of state? Look at the ruckus that was caused by Malcolm X's grandson before he died, when the CIA snatched him up from JFK Airport when he was on his way flying to Iran. Why was Iran interviewing Malcolm X's grandson and asking him about the political and social situations, economic situations in America. So basically what I'm saying is all enemies of America are going to look toward supporting our movement. And that's going to spark that powder keg effect. You see what I'm saying? We've been over here for so long. We know in the ins and outs of ends of European infrastructure that it would be imperable for them to, you see what I'm saying, get us, debrief us, and to put that agenda in place. So with the police, for example, and their waging genocide on our people with these murders and so forth, if you notice, the blanket of domestic news coverage is only staying domestic. But I was just being informed by a colleague of mine that you see these Black Lives Matters in France, in Germany, in these so-called third world nations. Now, I'm not an advocate of Black Lives Matter, but Black lives do matter. You see what I'm saying? Maybe we would have a different result if we put slaves' lives matter. You see what I'm saying? Because the context of the situation of African Americans in America is still a second-class citizen. You see what I'm saying? So this is that powder keg effect that Malcolm X was talking about in his time, whereas we are the Pied Pipers. Everyone's waiting for us. Once they see us fighting, when we turn our hats backwards, they turn their hat backwards. So when they see us fighting white domination, white supremacy, they're going to fight white domination, white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? So one thing to keep in mind is why haven't we seen more support, or why haven't we seen more media coverage from outside nations speaking on what's going on? You see what I'm saying? You're not going to see it. Why is that? Well, because the first thing that Obama did with the so-called bailout was that the government bought up all media outlets. So now you can say all media outlets are basically governmentalized. You see what I'm saying? Where the government's running it. This is the same program that was in place in fascist Italy. It's the same thing that took place in Nazi Germany. You see what I'm saying? There is no independent media coverage anymore. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you get so-called news briefs, it's supposed to be breaking news, but every single news channel has the same news at the same time, showing the same images. You see what I'm saying? So they're in cahoots, if you will, with one another. So this is going back again to that consolidation of media that's taking place. Now, with World War III popping off, because I think that's another topic for tonight, we are ready. For niggas who are promoting division in the black community, get your ass up out of here. Why am I saying this? Because the time to unify is now, and we need to unify, and we are unifying on very basic grounds. The church, the Christians, they can get the fuck out of here. The black Hebrew Israelites, they can get the fuck out of here. The Nation of Islam can get the fuck out of here. Why? Because they still reading the manual of the enemy, and their morality is compromised. This is the first time since the Garvey movement where you have a strong generation of RBGs and African-centered thinking who are putting Africans first, second, and third. That is our agenda. We're not basing our morality off no mythology. And if the only mythology that we are using to serve our goals is that of an African spirituality, and this is causing tension. That's why you're seeing more and more, they're fighting us more and more. I'm not talking about Europeans. I'm talking about coons who come in the form of Christians, coons who come in the form of nations, niggas who are taking oaths and not making their only oath towards Africa. You see what I'm saying? This is what's going on in the world right now. Now, in order for this to really take place, we're going to have to clean house. And we are cleaning houses. We don't even, I know I'm speaking for myself, I try not to even engage in any discussion with any religious person who's not seeing Africa first, second, and third. You see what I'm saying? Because to some extent it's a waste of time. Even Marcus Garvey said it. Not all Africans going to get to Africa because there's some bad that need to stay here. And that's a fact. So I hope that, I'm just doing a basic overview, trying to play catch-up with the discussion for tonight. But in regards to the current political state of America, it is imperative that we recognize that in the 60s, one of the reasons why America was suffering was because they were in Vietnam War, and they had domestic and civil issues within the country of the United States itself. To some extent, that's going on right now. In the past, America has used wars on other nations as a form of unifying or to cause a smokescreen, if you will. You see what I'm saying? But the problem now is that the sense of patriotism is gone. You're having vets come from Afghanistan, Iraq. Most of these motherfuckers are suffering from mental issues because they didn't know why they went to war. One of the main differences between the American Army or the American Armed Forces and other nations is that the average private who enters the armed forces is going for economic gain and social status, whereas these other countries are fighting for liberation of their countries, and they're also fighting for nationalism. So what we're witnessing right now, a lot of people are saying martial law is coming into effect. Why is martial law coming into effect right now? Because that sense of patriotism is gone. America is now a land of immigrants. As Marcus Garvey told us back in the day, black man, go home before America replaces you with another immigrant and don't need you no more. The refugee crisis in Syria, etc. The Israel bailout, the allocation of funds yearly, annually, to the state of Israel, for example. All these things are coming to a head right now, and when it all comes back to it, this is the timing for us has to be imperative. We have to refine ourselves, refine our agenda, what it is we want, what it is we need to be doing, and just take it from there, family. Black Power.
Yeah, that was an excellent overview. You know what I'm saying? And you hit a lot of good points right there, Brother Mekaran. One of the things that's happening, though, when we're speaking on World War III, is now we're starting to get acknowledgement. And you see there's an upward shift in people speaking in that context. I just seen an article Brother Little threw in the back room that was a article in regards to the Pope, where he spoke on the fact that World War III was not something that was coming, but something that was already happening in an ongoing type of war. Dealing with manipulation of land, economics, and resources, and the likes. And let me look real quick, and I'll find it, and I'll get it right to you. Let me see. I'm gonna read right from the article. Let me open it up. So yeah. Let's see here. Pope Francis. Let me get Pope Francis' words right here. Pope Francis. Let me see. This is a quote from Pope Francis. We must not be afraid to say the truth. The world is at war because it has lost peace. All right. When I speak of war, I speak of wars over interest, money, resources, not religion. All religions want peace. All right. He's talking bullshit, but it's the others that want war. What the fuck, man? Fucking ad popped up in the middle. All right. Pope Francis said, alluding to the goals of complete total control over the human population, over human beings on the planet, and the dramatic reduction of the world's population. This is a war. There was a war of 1914, then that of 1939 to 1945, another great war. Then there is this one. It is maybe not organic. It is organized, yes, but not organic. But it is a war. To be clear, when I speak about war, I speak about real war, not a war of religion. There is a war of interest. There is a war for money. There is a war for natural resources. There is a war for domination of people. Albert Pike's sequence of 3 world wars tradition is of particular interest. Albert Pike was a top Illuminati Grand Wizard, a notorious Luciferian and general for the Confederacy in America's Civil
Did you just cite Albert Pike?
Yeah, Albert Pike.
Why, in regards to
Albert Pike, it just alluded. It cited one.
Albert Pike didn't live to see World War I, so how he gonna speak on World War III?
Now they said that he had already stated that we would go through 3 great wars. That's what they're saying. That he had already wrote that there were 3 great wars coming, and so they saying that 2 is there, and they utilizing. I would say that they're utilizing the fact that Albert Pike was a high Freemason who pretty much wrote a lot of their code, and he wrote a book called Dogma and Moral. Wrote a lot of their dogma, and that.
War what he was talking about was in essence the Civil War. One thing to keep in mind, Brother Boy, I don't want to deviate from the topic and so forth. The world wars that have taken place, they may have been in Europe, but the root of it was them fighting over African resources. After the Berlin Conference in 1885, when they sat down and decided who would get what piece of Africa, the Industrial Revolution was in the same effect. The Industrial Revolution, in order for the Industrial Revolution to take place, you had to have resources. This is when the car was being made. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want you to, get too far off regarding, the center, Albert Pike, racist, Confederate Mason and so forth, but in essence, it's all over Africa. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to get lost in chasing conspiracies and all that. We want to look at intention and capability. You understand what I'm saying?
You saying that. That's what, and I think how the story is being written is that they're not talking about Albert Pike. It's not really geared towards Albert Pike. It's geared towards the Albert Pike and him being a part of the ones who control the wars and the wars that go on. The people who got the capability and we have the intention. But I don't say, it's just articles like I said, there's articles being put out that are dealing with just that overall tone of World War III. People speaking on it. That was the overall reason for reading the article. I was going to say, we got also not only dealing with that, where the spin is that Islam is going to be starting the World War III, but we also have Russia, along with China, along with North Korea, is also in the news with the theme and title of World War III. You got an article on the Newswire that states Russian Air Force on high alert. First shots of World War III fired.
Now let me put some feedback on there too. Remember, Islam as we know it today is a British imperialistic creation. All these nations that you see flying a flag of Islam, go to a history book, look up World War I, and look up a World War I map, and look at these nations and see when they came into existence. Jordan didn't exist 60, 70 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Iraq didn't exist 60, 70 years ago. Iran didn't exist. You see what I'm saying? Can I prove this? Yes. Look at the Saudi Wahhabi family. When did they become a monarchy? When the British mandated. You see what I'm saying? When you have royal families, they are a part of the Commonwealth nations. So to some extent, even the even the CIA operations and trying to use counter-terrorist measures against Islam is still, to some extent, serving British imperialism. You understand the point I'm making? When the Ottoman Empire lost World War I, the British took all their lands. And the British put puppets in those areas. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't want to deviate too far because it's not going to be. What does Islam have for resources? Little to none. Why do you think they're trying to use For example, I use the Sudan, the crisis in Sudan. The North is what? Muslims. The South is Christians. Both of them being controlled by the British. Both being used to divide and conquer. You see what I'm saying? For what is the main goal? What is the capability? What are their intentions? To take African resources and to pile it back into the British Parliament, whether it be through the use of Islam or Christianity. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I don't got no disagreements with that. You know, as you say, you know, you can see it going on. And that's also with the dealing with like when we speaking on this, you know, we look into Africa, and as you said, the real fight is over the resources on the planet, and the major holder of the resources is Africa, Korea, all the Asian countries in general. They are now the main manufacturing hubs for the world. Not due to the fact that they have the resources to be the major manufacturing hub, but they got access to the resources. And, you know, we see also the strategic play of the different Asian countries coming into Africa, staking claim already ahead of of what is being considered World War III coming in. And how do you see that playing out, Brother Mikaran? The Asians coming in.
I didn't hear what you said. State that again. That question.
No, I was saying, how a lot of China in particular has already started to stake a lot of claim in Africa and make sure that their presence is already known. Now, ahead of what's being considered World War III, and a lot of these different factions starting to infighting again over the resources inside of Africa. How do you see the Asians, the Chinese in particular, already being in there? How do you see that plays out?
Okay, I got you now. Now, one thing to look at as well, the current political state of China is due to what? British imperialism. Remember, in the 18th century, the early 19th century, you can even say to the 18th and 19th century, the British Empire was, they have political cartoons that the British Empire was that of an octopus. It had 8 tails. You see what I'm saying? And that the sun did set on the British Empire. The British Opium Wars is what created the current situation of China as we know it now. So Chinese have been playing the British game for a while. I mentioned earlier that it was the British imperialism after World War I that brought about the current state of these so-called Islamic states. In fact, you can go as far as say that the British created the word Islam because according to Walter Williams, the word they weren't even called the religion or the cult wasn't even called Islam. It was called Mohammedism, followers of Muhammad, Al-Arabi. So what the Chinese are doing right now is they're playing catch up with resources. They're beating America at their own game with manufacturing. For example, in China doesn't have an EPA. That's Environmental Protective Agency. So when you see, you can go on Google right now and type in Chinese smog. They're trying to get into the industrial movement so much that they're compromising their environment. This is what's leading them to have aspirations to expand towards Africa. You see what I'm saying? One thing to keep in mind is that there are 3 nations in Asia that have all been fucked over by the British: China, North Korea, and Japan. One thing about Chinese, love history and they never forget. So please believe when the time comes, and the time is going to come, you're going to see the Chinese, the Japanese, and North Koreans, the new axis in the East. You see what I'm saying? Why you think they got Chinese trying to learn African languages, trying to speak Bantu languages? You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. All this in preparation for what? World War III. They said World War III is going to be when all the third world countries revolt against this imperialistic government, world government. It's not going to be cracker against cracker like the other two world wars. You see what I'm saying? They dropped 2 bombs on Japan to remind them that they weren't Europeans. You're not going to get away with bombing Pearl Harbor. Hold that for me. Thank you.
It's going to be, I do agree that, the context that it's sitting in right now, it'd be more of a real world war. You know what I mean? Meaning more than just the European countries fighting over domination of the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah. See, everybody, the current state of everybody's so-called government is a response to British imperialism. You see what I'm saying? You can't speak on the present state of situations without examining the history. How did it come to be? How did this take place? Who did it? You see what I'm saying? And when you get to the history of it, you'll see that all these nations had a skirmish with British imperialism.
Did it got something to do with British imperialism? And you definitely, you can see the history, you can see the historical timeline and see them being inculcated with that British mind state. So it would definitely be a reason why they're out there because we've never, you just thinking about that imperialist mind state. That would be one of the reasons why China is in Africa now because they was never the type to go out like that. They built a wall to keep themselves in and away from everybody. That shit wasn't built so they can be able to just travel freely. So they was the type that was more dealing with their own, whatever they had, this is what we're going to utilize. But after, after being ransacked by the British, by England, they definitely made a turn. And their structure and ideology definitely came to that same thought because that would be the only way, it's a logical position to get to when dealing with Western imperialism. When you're dealing with Western imperialism, your only counterbalance, the only way that you can fight that is to make sure that you come out with a plan that's modeled the same way, but in fashion stronger, because there's no way that you're going to stop. You're not going to talk them into stopping. You're not going to talk Western imperialism about the way. You're going to have to get in the way and stop that shit. And the only way to do that is you're going to have to counteract their moves. Meaning that you have to be the ones who are in charge of the resources. Because no matter what, they're coming for the resources.
It's like a double-edged sword. See, well, on one hand, what they do is they come in under some trade. We want to exchange cultures and policies. Then the people start noticing that they got a double tongue or they're mixing things up. Then what you see is a state of civil war disarray with infrastructure. Then they bring in puppets. You see what I'm saying? Even when you talk about every nation, let's talk about Idi Amin, for example. When you look at people say he was a murderer and so forth, but they dare not look at his experience in history with the British. You see what I'm saying? When you look at his documentary, the first thing he said is, I want to talk to African Americans and I want to put them on and turn their minds away from British imperialism. You see what I'm saying? When you look at Gandhi in India, when he was using his non-violent movement, who was the enemy? The British. You see what I'm saying? The British are in everyone's country, and they're running their imperialistic game. Who does America answer to? Britain. You see what I'm saying? But boy, I got to get back. I think we should have a part 2 of this show. If I can call in a little earlier and have more feedback to provide. I'm kind of in a rush right now. I'd like to build with y'all a little later. Tomorrow we should have a hangout. And I'm free tomorrow, so we should, if it's okay with you, can we do a Sunday show, a rare Sunday show, brother?
Yeah. We just got to do it in the after. It got to be in the afternoon because we're supposed to feed the babies tomorrow. We're going to be doing a breakfast tomorrow. And we'll just be getting together to make sure we see exactly what we got and what we're going to be doing later on. But the evening for me, around 6 o'clock, man, 6 o'clock here would be good. I don't know what, that'll be 3 on your side.
Okay, sounds good to me. Keep up the good work, brother. There's brothers like you doing what you do in your community. If you build it, they will come. It's going to start from a community, like you said, one block by block. You know what I mean? You're going to look up and you're going to have a whole city rooting for you, baby.
Word. Black Power, Susan, I'm sorry I wasn't here while you was building. I know I got to play back and see what you dropped, but you're absolutely right about Brother Bourne.
How you doing, sister?
That's the spirit of the FOG. I wouldn't be able to, it's only right. It's only right. You know what I mean? We on here, we putting the propaganda out on the airways, so, we got to make sure that it moves to the street, because that's where the fight at, man. The fight right there. I got like 500, you know what I'm saying? I got a bundle of about 500 right here. I got like a 500 bunch of propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Spread this out to the streets. So.
Black Power.
Already. Well, Sister Camille, I don't know if you heard, but I was asking Brother Bourne, because I'm kind of busy right now. I got to get right back to the plantation. But if we could have a part 2 of this and follow up tomorrow with another show, a rare Sunday show.
Oh, that's definitely Black Power. And it gave me a chance to play back to see what you dropped, because I know you went in on this. If there was anything like the sample that you dropped in the back room, I definitely can't wait to hear it.
I'm saying I can go a little more into detail tomorrow, and I can have my notes and everything. So I just want to tell y'all, man, my hotel, the BB48, back in the trunk.
I was thinking too, Black Power.
Black Power.
Man. But yeah. We definitely the show being, I'm glad Brother Mikaran came in. He came in right on time. Because, your brother, I had done said everything that I could to say on the situation. But moving forward, do anybody want to add on anything? I see Brother Little, out there in the land. Brother Dondre, did you get to the line to be able to drop that information? Oh, he just got there. He said give him 30 minutes. But we give him a couple more minutes. I know he'll come on in.
I'm pulling in right now. Give me about 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I was like, he said give him 30 minutes. I said, I know he about to pull in right now. He's still on the road. All right.
Well, what did I miss, King? Because I had to step off for a minute.
Man, if you're going to listen to the show, we don't want to repeat it.
Okay.
But no, Brother Mikaran just put in some context with dealing with British imperialism and a lot of the different things that we see going on. And just how the imperialistic mind is filtered into a lot of these different countries that we have building up arms in order to fight against America. So it was just basically that was the majority and the gist of what we were building on. I know that was him. Took the phone off you, put it in his pocket or some shit. Moving around, making mad noise. But yeah, Queen, it was the show went pretty good. All of a sudden you dropped off. I said, damn, what happened? Well, this is 6 years ago. I looked, you said you was down for the count. But it is Slaughterhouse Saturday, so, any other things that we want to get in, because we'll have a part 2 to this tomorrow. So, let Captain Av come on in and we all be rocking on.
Yo, Black Power, Brother B. Man, did we speak on Alfred Pike and his plans for this shit?
Yeah.
Well, we must take into consideration that all this could be a 200-year plan. See, we don't think the enemy got 200, 500,000-year plans. Huh? All right.
I say. Now, you're right about that.
Man, I'm a shadow man. Nigga, I work in the shadows for a living.
That's what they do. This is what the Masonic thought. All that. They've been practicing how to control and make plans and go forward on it. That's how you write history first. You write history in advance. You know what I'm saying? You write history in advance and then you walk yourself into it. Because you still be setting up the motherfucking wings for it to happen. That's the best way for you to get anywhere in life. If you really want to go somewhere, write down what it is that you're supposed to be. Or write down the plan that's supposed to happen, what's supposed to go on, and how your end game drawn out. And you'll start walking yourself right into that shit. This is what the Bible is. I want to walk you right into it.
Ashe.
Tell you a story and walk you right into the motherfucking story. Give you all the shit. They give you the beast. They give you all the beast with all the heads. They give you all the shit you need to make it real.
Like I said previous times, man, you wouldn't know if it was an alien without George Orwell's 1984.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know what aliens look like without X-Files and shits on TV, nigga. You ain't never seen one. Like you ain't never seen the God, a ghost, a spirit, nigga.
Very superstitious, writing on the wall.
I just dropped
that's all the point of shit. That's why you got to be reserved with your judgments and opinions. You can't rush to it because it's like the internet, bruh. The internet only show you what you want to see. You ain't seeing the codes behind the goddamn GUI page. The GUI page is the interface, is the page that you interface with. You don't see the hacker shit terminal that's really running this shit. All right? Only hackers know that. The shadow men know that. The Masons know that. They the shadow men.
Okay.
Like Brother Malcolm said, man, we politically immature. We don't pick up on these cues and clues. The truth is hidden right in front of your face. That's the best way to laugh out. So first of all, you've been programmed to think how they programmed you how to think what you think. They start in preschool, huh? All right. So if you don't want to be in the box, you got to think outside the box, man.
You'll forever be in the box.
And that's just trill as hell, you know. So that's Brother Little perspective on every fucking thing. I'm a shadow man, so I don't operate off interface like everybody else, because I know there's a program running this shit behind the scenes. I'm the one to put it there.
Yo, that's why listen, you saying that. That's why the words conspiracy theory is so fucking people. That's why when you hear that, motherfuckers act like, oh, you done said some shit like you talking about shit from Mars. You know what I mean? Like you talking out of space shit when you say it. And I realize that, man, listen, man, this exists. Motherfuckers come together to create a plan that you don't know shit about, man. And the plan gonna harm your ass. That's what the fuck a conspiracy is, man. Some people conspiring, man. So somehow you got to start thinking about who the fuck is doing this. That's where the theory comes from. Who the fuck is doing this? Somebody got to be doing this. Nobody can this shit just can't can't be happenstance and by chance. But they make
the cracker Theodore Roosevelt himself said ain't no coincidence.
Ain't no coincidence. But they make you scared. They make you scared to think that the shit. They make you scared to say, you know what, man, that shit ain't no goddamn coincidence, man. Somebody had to put this shit together. What's going on? If they make enough people believe it, then it's the truth. That don't mean it's based on facts, but there's enough people believe it, so it's the truth.
That's what I'm saying right there. So at the end of the day, what is facts?
What the facts is, the truth is...
Facts is whatever the fuck you... Whoever in power, facts is whatever the fuck they say. What you gonna do about it?
Unless you can tell me, unless you can make this not be a fact, then that's the facts of life.
I think that fact doesn't actually equal someone's truth. Someone's truth doesn't necessarily have to be a fact, because that's their own perception.
True.
And you can see that all day when you look at the religious nuts. To them, that shit is truth, but none of that shit is fact. But to them, they believe that shit like that shit is truth.
Indeed, that's why propaganda is so, motherfuckers, everybody seen the aliens. Everybody seen UFOs.
Yo, listen, your brother Lil, did I tell you, listen, man, I sent a picture, right, earlier, listen, right,
oh, knockout Tyrone Willie in the beast!
Yo, but listen, right, earlier, I sent a picture, right, brother Lil, you talking about propaganda. So, right, we passed out the lit and shit. So last week, you know what I'm saying, we got the little young one. So it's a little young girl who got albinism, right? So she's mad light, got the little blonde fro, blue eyes and shit, right? So she there with her mother, her two brothers. One of her little brothers got the albinism. The older brother don't. So now they go to the breakfast, you know what I'm saying? They come twice, matter of fact. So now we read the lit to them, whatever, talk to them. So now Friday, I seen them yesterday. So we on the block just chilling. So her mother come up, you know what I'm saying? And she talking to us for a little second. And right before they step off, little shorty throw up her fist and yell, "Black power!" Son. I wish I was videotaping it, but I ain't the type of nigga just be doing that. But it made me feel so good, like it was like, yo, that just was a confirmation that, that it just felt good that the babies was taking hold to what the real purpose of what we was doing it for. You feel me? The propaganda.
Yeah. I know you was hyped when you heard that.
Son, I was hyped as hell, son. Then the little one said, then the younger one said it, the smaller one. He was like, Black Power. But, yo, when Lil Shorty bust out and said the shit, it came out of nowhere, so the shit is mad unexpected, like. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, it did. It just had me beaming, son. I was smiling hard as hell. I was smiling hard. Me and the guy was on the corner just smiling like, yo, that was just, it was powerful, son. It made the work that just doing that little bit, it made it worthwhile. You feel me? To know that that's the move, man. You gotta give them that. You gotta give them that propaganda. You gotta be putting in their ear what it is, what you say it is. Fuck what anybody else say it is. Make it real. Make that shit real, and then you say it and have the ability to make it real. You know what I'm saying? So they come through today, you know what I mean? And it's still real. They like, oh, where y'all? We missed the breakfast. They come down, we missed the breakfast. It's like, oh, where? So we got the fish going on over there. What? The little man like, man, I want some fish. He's like, yo, the oldest son like, I want fish, man. He's like 10. He's like, yo, later for that. His mother like, yo, I'm allergic to fish. I'm going to break out. But the kids, they like, yo, listen, Bob, we try to go over there and get the fish. Because he brought them over, but it was good. Like, they come back out. Like, and they still see that, it's still black power. It's still black power. Matter of fact, I got a picture I sent in the back room. You know what I'm saying? With some of the little ones who was out there all together. But it definitely, the propaganda is number one. I mean, you gotta be beating them what it is, and you gotta do it subtly. You can't do it outright. You can't just overwhelm them with it, but you got to give it to them and make them know that it's real. You know what I'm saying? It got to be done with love, but with force also. You know what I'm saying? It got to be done powerfully. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? What? I just want to say that to you real quick because that the speaking on that, it really did. It really felt good, man. Huh.
Yeah, I seen the pictures, fam. I seen the pictures. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, man, I'm about that war shit. You know what I mean? We got to teach our people how to war because all we doing is standing idly by. Bombs over Baghdad, and we ain't dropped 9-1 of them. We ain't fired now missiles and our benefits. And we got to be able to turn this shit into our favor.
Yeah.
And with the lack of unity world globally, it's gonna be mighty hard. It's gonna be hard for the Lakers to start winning the championship when Golden State got motherfucking all them players.
Man, that's why we trying to we getting the team together now, man. Hub up, man. You better get hub up, man. Just do what you
See, we got to start now because we got to be willing to sacrifice mad generations.
Yeah.
See, you got to know what your enemy done did. They sacrificed generations for this shit.
Generations, son. You world life, man. It's generations. We not, listen. That's why they come up with 200-year plans, man. We thinking about yesterday, man, and motherfuckers thinking about 50 years in the motherfucking future. We still trying to just figure out. Steve Cookie said that shit, man. He said, look, man, we still trying to figure out the 60s, nigga. We still trying to figure that shit out while these motherfuckers is making plans going, you know what I mean? Oh, no, that wasn't Steve Cookie. That was Automatic.
You seen the post I put in the back room with the 2025 projections of the world population and shit. They know they got some shit in the works. Niggas see them Georgia Guidestones where they say they only want 500 million people on the planet. They think that shit is a joke. Them motherfuckers really mean that shit.
To the house.
You don't put no shit like that in stone and don't mean it.
It's in stone. What's the whole meaning of in stone mean?
Listen, this should say Georgia Guidestone. This the Guidestone. People forget, like they hear this shit and then they be knowing about masonry and they be knowing about all this shit, but then they forget what the fuck these motherfucking symbols mean when they.
Because they really don't know, Brother B. That's called parakeet.
That's some niggas still speculating.
They just say and repeat, but they don't think for self. That's what. In essence, my sister's an English teacher. She can vouch for this. Most kids that read just know how to sound off the words, but they don't understand what the fuck they just read.
Mm-hmm.
She told me this. She teach high school, all right, in Georgia. So again, you can see that all right now. That's why you got religious nuts. That's why you got half-educated motherfuckers, because all they doing is just saying what the goddamn words say. They broke it down. Like Malcolm said, you got to do the dictionary. You got to go through A through Z on that motherfucker. Cracker don't speak Ebonics, he speaks Webster.
Right about that, brother, little man. You saying that's plain as day, too. Those guys know what the fuck this shit is, but they don't understand what the fuck that shit mean, man.
That's called shadow shit, Brother B. Meaning that when me and you meet, I ain't going to be talking to your shadow. I ain't going to be paying attention to your shadow, but your shadow always there, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
And in your shadow is all the information that makes you the hologram, basically.
You can't go nowhere without it.
To that. You can't have information without it. You look on the web, you think that shit is real. Come on, man. The government gave you this. All the information you think you know, nigga, information is war. And you really about to tell me with a straight face your goddamn enemy about to give you knowledge to get free? You a bigger fool than I thought.
They know the average nigga can't read through the real shit. They put it right in niggas' faces, but like you said, niggas read, but they don't understand what the fuck they read. So
they think they fly because they can repeat the word that's on there.
And that's why niggas can see shit right in their face, but act like it ain't it.
You saying that? That's one of the reasons why I tell niggas all the time, man. You want a dictionary? Go get you a dictionary on signs and symbols. Find out what the fuck going on around here, because the shit these people talking to you don't mean shit. It's the shit that they laying down, the shadow shit that they laying down, and you ain't seen that shit, but it's right there.
Again, that's what I was saying earlier in the chill out, that motherfuckers wear suit and ties. Got him, coach.
Man. Yeah, man, that's where it's at, right there. You're like, damn, nigga, I don't want no shit.
Nigga, it's called the New World Order, but somehow that shit ain't real. I mean, New World. I mean, all the leaders, nigga, if you ain't down with it, you get in the ground with it.
Yo, listen, right? No matter how many times the presidents of the goddamn country come right out and tell you that this is what the fuck is going down, they say the shit. You hear the white man, these motherfuckers it ain't the conspiracy theorists it ain't the nigga on YouTube in the back room in his motherfucking basement talking about his New World Order. This Rahm Emanuel saying, listen, we gonna take this thing right here, and we think we
nigga, it's George W. 1 and 2.
Right? World Order. This Ronald Reagan. It's
Obama. You feel me? This shit ain't no game.
This shit is so bad. I post a pic of the fucking UN trucks on the motherfucking highway. And then I post the motherfucking bill where the Secretary General signed for the UN to start policing the streets. And they can say, oh, you on that bullshit, Don.
No, listen.
It's like, what the fuck can you do?
Son, you saying that? Look, I seen the fucking thing where the UN says, look, man, they looking to file charges against the United States, right? This is the slick way they gonna get in. They done signed off. Obama signed off where the UN can't file charges against the United States, right? And they looking to file charges against the United States for how they handling black people, right? And all that is the pretext for them to come in and take over.
And then you got Black Lives Matter at the UN.
Yeah.
And George Soros, the shadow man, George Soros, right there.
Mm-hmm.
I got motherfuckers telling me who cares where the money come from. As long as they get the money, who cares?
You need permission slips for all them rallies they be doing. Huh? Them shit's cost. I'm done talking.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you said about the fucking UN, these jokers is there. And Black Lives Matter, what they was there was petitioning the UN to come in. We need y'all to come in. Now, when Malcolm was pleading for the UN, that was a whole other time. This ain't the motherfucking Malcolm era. This ain't Malcolm era where we need to take it to the UN.
But even then, he didn't know.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, he ain't know.
That's what I'm saying.
He had to bully his way to that platform.
Yeah,
Black Lives Matter got invited.
This is not Malcolm's era, man. Since that time, we've been around long enough to know that that's not the game to play. That everybody in cahoots together. Name somebody.
Listen, man. They didn't have the technology lockdown with Malcolm. That's why I keep saying, man. You can use history if you want to, but you ain't gonna find no stealth bombs in history. You ain't gonna find this new laser gun they got for your ass in history. You ain't about to find about this DNA shit they got to modify your shit in history. It's right in front of your face right now, nigga. So you can look 100 years behind if you want to. That's why you're gonna stay behind. It's called history. You need the ability to foresee. That's what we lack.
Because niggas ain't comprehending what they're reading. All the information right
there,
niggas ain't comprehending that shit.
Yeah, you know, because history.
You can't look at the interface and think the interface is what it is. There's always a program behind the interface, family. These are facts. Anybody that set up a computer to tell you that. The dark web exists. You just playing with Yahoo webpage. All that shit got codes behind it that some motherfucker had to put in there to allow you to see what they wanted you to see. Facts.
Yeah, you know, you saying that about the dark web. I read some shit. I said, what the fuck is, you know, and like you said, you know, I read about this a while back, but then I just seen some YouTube clips, and they was just showing some
Man, I be running scripts at work now, man. I got into scripted. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting into now. That's the shit. That's what it runs that whole fucking world. Runs the whole world. And nigga, if you know how to operate a terminal on a computer, you can run the world. That's why I keep saying you got to go back to the Stone Ages, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
All this technology is what the fight's for. Batteries, resources to keep this modern shit going, computers, all this shit you don't need. You don't need none of this for survival. None of it. And if you think you do, that's how I know you a motherfucking monkey sheep. You sheeple. And man, and let me tell you something, man. The world would kill God if they had a chance to. All right? The world would murder God if God came down here, my nigga.
Try to take niggas shit? Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jesus will have a problem, nigga. Talking about some nigga, we got to go back.
That's what the Bible means. Jesus spoke in parables, man. It's a story. Nobody ever gonna tell you he spoke facts. They be lying. All right? That's what the story means. And if he's your savior, niggas guilty. Niggas would kill God if he came on earth.
Yeah. That's what the story tells you.
And then put it on a T-shirt. Make a symbol and a cross on it and worship the shit.
Yo, ain't that what that shit is telling you? Oh, man. Yo, Brother Little, man, that's a simple truth, man. A simple truth right there, man. A simple fucking truth. These motherfuckers is telling you that the people so savage that if it wasn't God, man, they'd come here, they'd kill him, man.
On everything. And that's what it is. Just think the sheep will kill the shepherd. Because you ain't letting me buy. I just want to have fun and buy. You got to understand that. You know, the cracker beats Aristotle. The enemy didn't kill him. The fucking people did. Huh? You trying to kick knowledge? Kill this motherfucker.
Huh. And those really say on the Nas joint, you talking that God body, not that back to Africa shit. Talking that God body shit. We going out to the club tonight.
Party and bullshit. That's it. That's all sheep want to do. Sacrifice, make heaven on earth, or hell to the Nile. That's why fuckery is so easy to be followed and mimicked. No integrity. Again and again. But like, look, man, the world killed God. They had a chance to. That's all you need to know. Right? You go, well, black woman, black man, you call yourself God, and all the world want to kill your ass? All right.
God damn, brother.
Ain't nothing better than ruling the ruler. Huh? Nigga, God came down, I gotta get this nigga because I'm that nigga if I do. You gotta rule the ruler. That's these motherfuckers' mentality.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Well, that's an excellent assessment right there. Excellent. Little God damn.
That's why I try to keep telling the family, man, you don't know what the fuck you're seeing. You really don't. You can believe this shit all you want to, but don't never say your nigga brother little ain't told you. That's all I gotta say. Don't believe shit. I don't even want you to. And I hope I'm goddamn dead wrong. I'll be laughing at it. Hey, that'd be a great thing.
It'd be a great day if you're dead wrong.
Great thing. I ain't know what the fuck I was talking about. The world would be a great place then, huh? Yeah, like, but history. You gotta, shit always been. You see, what is always is, my nigga. What's that saying? Ain't nothing new as a rock. Huh? That mean this fuckery always been here, nigga. Huh? See, if you don't deal with the hard, unadulterated truth, nigga, truth is stranger than fiction, first off. But you ain't dealing with the whole adulterated truth. How a crackhead gonna stop being a crackhead? He ain't admitting himself he a crackhead. If you can't admit to everything you see, is a high possibility of fake fuckery. What I'm supposed to tell you, man?
Yeah, if you got to already think that, listen, you right. When you already buy into it before you even see it, then you dead. Because when I try to tell you what the fuck's happening, man, there's no way you can see what I'm saying. There's no way you can see what I'm saying. You done already bought into it already.
So I just asked, when you just look at all the world leaders, look what uniform they wearing. When they're like a goddamn nigga work at a burger joint, he got his uniform on. You're part of some shit. You getting paid by that contract, you got to stay within that contract. As soon as you ain't, your uniform's off, my nigga.
Right.
Man, word to my G-Mom, man. Ain't nobody playing in this world but you. That's Black Power on that.
Black Power. As Brother Little said, man, we definitely got to see this shit from the angle and view that they giving it to us from, man.
You don't never accept the enemy POV. You don't never do that. You's a fool once you do it. You must think, why he telling me this shit? What he want me to think? That's called Hegelian dialect anyway, man. We don't understand what that means. He going to give you information from the left, give you information from the right, political parties, right? Got conservative right up the middle. That's where he wants you to be.
It's a motherfucking big elaborate charade. You have to take it for what he's giving it to you for. So you got to always know that that's what you're seeing. When you see it, you know you're seeing it for a reason. They only showing it to you to fuck you up. You got to already know that, listen, man, whatever the fuck I'm seeing, there's a reason they want me to see this. Now, what the fucking y'all, you know what I do? I'm going to tell you a lot of times, man. I ask my people, they watch different shit and they see shit. And I just ask them, my people who I know they not really on it. So I just ask them, what did y'all think about what you seen? And as soon as they tell me, then I know exactly what the fuck they wanted us to fit. Because I know my people taking this shit hook, line, and sinker. So I said, that's what, all right. That's what they want us to think. Y'all excited, huh? When that movie, when the new slave shit came out, what was it, the new Roots? The new Roots came out. Negroes come to me, man, I felt so good, man. Felt like man, it was told different. Ooh, and me feeling like, yeah, they was fighting. Woo, and woo, 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 woo. It was going down. They was talking all that shit. And I said, oh, really? Really? That's what happened, huh? Made you feel good, huh? Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Shit, I felt like I was floating. Niggas talking about they felt like they was floating on air. Oh, you know, they's older than me. Young boys, young, saying this shit. What the fuck? What? I said, oh, I know that shit was some bullshit then. Ah, Brother Bourne, why you saying that, man? Why you like... I know it had to be some bullshit. If y'all niggas feel good, then that's some of the worst shit ever was on TV then. How you know? Why you ain't seen it? Because, man, there's nothing that they put on TV meant to make you feel good. It's only unless it's only made you to feel good in order for you not to do nothing. That's it. You felt like they were fighting for you, huh? Now you ain't
scratch your back for you.
You know what I'm saying? Makes you feel like you ain't got to fight about slavery because there were some Africans who did fight. You showed you black people selling black people, so you think, well, it was the blacks sold me into this. You know what I mean? This is the back.
Man, exactly. See, when your enemy tell you to fight, you don't fight.
This motherfucker, y'all, what kind of bullshit? I said, this what the fuck this shit is saying? I said, oh, no, that shit was garbage then. No, it was garbage.
They create these 9/11 emotional responses on sheeple to get the shit moving in the direction they need, because all you need is emotion. Ain't nobody got no reason. That's why Hitler quoted saying, emotion for the masses, reason for the few. You got to think about that. That motherfucker had the whole goddamn nation throwing up his shit. There's the whole goddamn Germany. And beyond. All right? The motherfucking military shit is on point. That shit's on point. That motherfucking propaganda and that shit's on point. To this very day. And the shadow people who taught him still moving. Them Zionist Jew motherfuckers. And America's the biggest Zionist the world ever seen. See, if you don't know who's running shit, how you gonna stop it? Huh? Why do you think the Pope is called the Victor of Christ, the Vicar of Christ? That means replacement of Christ till Christ come on earth.
Yeah.
That means he God on earth. Vatican run the world. That's the strongest military and the smallest motherfucking nation in the world. They say who go. They say who run what country. Goddamn, man. Shadow shit, man. X-File cigarette man shit, man. See what I mean, man? If we don't move like shit's a dire situation, you think you got time. That's why I'm here to tell you, you're going to be late to your own motherfucking funeral, nigga.
Because you ain't got time like that.
Man, they've been operating for time already. They got plans, man. They're doing execution. Like, you need 20 years to get right. They need 20 more for checkmate.
Right? God damn. They 20 moves to checkmate. You 20 years to even being able to fight on the...
Oh, my goddamn. If being the way I am, niggas want to call pessimist, I don't give a fuck. Because your goddamn hope is going to kill everybody. You ain't willing to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of the nation for fucking 100 years from now. Shut the fuck up. Don't come telling me shit. Probably ain't even got a pistol talking to me.
Yeah, war ain't on the horizon, nigga. It's already here.
Shit been here. See? Shit been here. When you first seen the motherfucker, it was war. Civil War, all that, ain't none of that shit. Niggas, them just names, nigga. I've been kicking your ass from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the story to the judge. That's what the crackers say. It's about pure power. When I say go, pure power. What I say is true, pure power. Your motherfucking little silly ass words don't trump that. Nigga, you a moth to a fire pit.
The brother set it on fire. With nothing but strong truth. Laying the facts out about the situation, man. It's dying.
Goddamn, that's military minded you gotta be, man. Everything is military from this cracker, man. He ain't gonna give you the internet without having no military plan for this shit. Oh, you think it's great and good so you can educate you. Oh, there's nobody around. You can just Google. Shut your dumb ass up. Oh, I can learn anything at the fingertips. Shut your dumb ass up. Man, that's why I hate smarty-arty motherfuckers, man. It's a reason. Why I hate entertainers and shit now, man. It's a reason. Fucking jesters, man. And when you do the work for the beast, you're going to get titles and you're going to get rewards. Don't do beast work, nigga, 6 feet deep is where you be. Like power.
Oh. That being said, from Brother Andre, you threw the clips in the back room?
Yeah, I put it's Executive Order 13603.
All right. I just want to go ahead and give an overview of that executive order before we close out.
Sure. It's 13603 is the executive order where Obama basically reenacts the slave camps and the seizure of all property from the people. The government, in the case of an emergency or if they see fit, they will seize all food, water, or put a halt to all transportation, and they will basically enact detention camps where they will force labor on the citizens, whether they like it or not. Those that will refuse will either be detained or dealt with according to their policy. That's pretty much to sum it up real quick. The highlight that they're highlighting is the forced labor camps where they're going to be forcing the population to go into labor, basically reinstitutionalizing slavery.
And then you go
Now, let me ask Brother DeAndre, what's an executive order? Is this some kind of myth? Huh?
Executive order.
Is that a conspiracy, brother?
Some would say it is. Because executive orders doesn't go through Congress, so you got the idiots who say that, the president can't do nothing without Congress's authority because they don't know shit.
We've seen them go to war without Congress authority. You see, Congress? Oh, these motherfuckers said, look, we going. Fuck the Congress.
But in reality, it's basically Obama or whichever president circumventing Congress, using a loophole in the system to circumvent Congress to get what they want to do done.
Ain't the president the commander of the goddamn military machine?
Yes, sir. That's really his only function, the commander-in-chief of the army.
So wouldn't it make sense that he ain't got to ask a motherfucker a damn thing as long as the generals is down, it's on?
Of course. And who do you think is going to be marching the streets to put everybody in these slave camps? The military.
To that.
Which also piggyback on your election because of following election. I've been harping that for about a year now.
See it coming down the pipe.
Yeah, he sound like he like 100 miles away. 100 miles of running, DeAndre. On that NWA shit.
I had this piece of shit headpiece in. That also piggybacks with people's assessment that there may not be an election this year. With these executive orders coming into place and the idiots they got running, I don't think they're going to have new people come in with all this shit on the books. Slave labor, and you got Hillary and Trump. I don't think the people is going to really, not the people, I don't think the powers that be is going to allow it to happen. I think they're going to keep their colored puppets in because it goes over a little bit better.
Right, because real talk,
think about it.
Want to be right.
Think about the how it would be received globally. Not that they would give a fuck, but how it would be received globally if they institute forced labor camps with Trump at the helm. It's a lot. It goes over a lot smoother with Obama at the helm.
It's kind of like putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. You need a blackface to disgrace the race.
Exactly.
It's always this sellout motherfucker who do all the dirty work, and nobody in our community punish the motherfucker.
Niggas are still scared. Niggas are too scared to do shit.
Niggas ain't got integrity for shit. Niggas would kill God if they had the chance. Why would they do this?
Well, they do you any different. Now, well, with that being said, family, we're going to set it off for the night. We'll be back tomorrow with a special 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 on the west side, the best side, to really get it in strong on this topic, right? Especially we're going to deal with a little bit of this conspiracy thing that people seem to we're going to deal with that also, and whether or not these things can happen or not happen.
But to be real, Brother B, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Ain't even popped off, guaranteed. It's got to be more discussion on this, because ain't nothing really popped off yet.
No. So,
and it's going to be the clue when go to war with China. How they going to go to war with China when China own all America? And then most of the Chinese citizens in America. Think, man.
So that's why I said the thing with China, I see this shit going down. They pushing, they doing the strategic. They going on the back route to try to buy it up. They trying to get it.
Man, they following a plan, brother, that you and I don't know nothing about.
That's all smoke and mirrors. That shit is all smoke and mirrors. You really think China, the true people who's running China don't know that the dollar ain't worth shit, and America owing them dollars really means America owes them nothing? They been coming over here getting the land for a reason. They don't want no fucking money. You want that land. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Talk to
America's like, we got these dollars. We don't want that shit. We want that land, motherfuckers.
We want the resources.
So all that, we owe China's economy. That's all smoke and mirrors. All these things are doing is exchanging territory. They trying to pull the wolf over China's eyes because our fucking soil and our land really is not producing shit. So they for them thinking that, we still producing, it's still viable, we just got to get over here and put your people to work. While we trying to go over there and hijack their shit. But the real play is, as always, is for Africa. It's all smoke and mirrors. They jockey for position, trying to fuck each other over to get the continent.
And what we need to try to understand is why.
We know why. We just don't. Niggas just don't want to.
Do we?
We know why. We know why.
You really think it's for batteries and shit? You really think it's for what resources? You only go grocery shopping when you ain't got no groceries at home. Huh?
And that's it right there. I do believe, I just mentioned that they know that this land isn't viable anymore because they fucked it up. China has never been a fertile land, and they fucked up. They not fertile anymore. They can't even breathe the fucking air over there. The only place where the people, there's only one place where the people pretty much stayed to the natural way of things. They call them backwards. They call them third world, or that, but they didn't. They still don't adhere to all this fucking technology and shit because the shit fucks up the planet. So they know where the only viable area is going to be. They're not telling the people that. But the fight is not just for cobalt and lithium. It's also for fucking mangoes, rice, fucking meat.
Survival, my nigga. Period. That's why I keep saying. They going to trade spots with you. Hey, you can move to China, man. We going to take Africa.
There's not many spots on the planet that you can still go and food is just falling off the trees for you. You just grab it and go.
Sit down. And that's what I've been saying, family. The earth been so fucked up, but nigga, ain't gonna be nowhere to live when these motherfuckers get done with it. One bomb fucks the whole atmosphere up for life. Like Dr. Clark said, the first man that ever sneezed still affects the atmosphere to this day, my nigga. We gotta wake the fuck up.
Just by looking at that Fukushima shit. How they talking about the radiation is got Japan all fucked up, the fish, everything over there all fucked up, and they ain't even really reporting the 3 nuclear leaks they got in fucking New York.
See, that's why they into creating artificial shit, hydroponics, fake atmospheres, and shit like that. Like that mother movie Total Recall.
Where they got the methane in Cali, the nuclear waste in New York, and they say, yeah, China, you can have this shit.
They got a zombie nigga running around here with no heart pulse. The nigga alive with no heart, nigga. Okay.
They also talking about working on merging the humans with the nanotechnology and all that shit. They're trying to make it a cyborg.
Okay. Why? Survival. They know the shit's fucked up. Ain't no reversing in 10 years. That's what I keep saying. By the time your dumb ass wake up to this shit, the whole world fucking is defecated on. Ain't no, like Amos Wilson said, ain't no law written in the universe that say you can't be extinct, niggas.
But we on that conspiracy theory shit.
I know. I'm a pessimist. I'm you know, I'm too negative.
Well, trying to say we gonna lose.
Damn, last I checked, 2 negatives make a positive in the cracker math.
It's not a win or lose proposition in reality, because if you look at it, the way they fucking shit up, there might not be anything to win. I mean,
that's all I've been saying.
Let's just say hypothetically, they do go to either a nuclear or a chemical war. What is going to be left on the land? The people who survive, what the fuck are they going to live on? We're going to be eating nuclear waste and shit?
Word. And we ain't got the science and our own technologies to reverse none of this shit. We ain't been working on it.
I mean, they got food banks and shit where they storing the heirloom seeds and all that shit. They preparing for the worst, not us. How many of us got we got organic seeds on stash and all that shit? How many of us even thinking along those lines?
Well, I got a question for y'all. So that means that they're going to destroy the world, that they're going to still have to try to live in afterwards. Okay, so even if they go indoor, the cracker whole ego is about domination over somebody else. How he going to satisfy that if he done killed off at all the people that he's used to feeding off of and doing the work for him so he can live in luxury?
Well, according to their Agenda 21 plan, they have certain areas sectioned off. A perfect example would be the South Africa, where they only have a section only the whites can go. Niggas ain't even allowed in the fucking area. So they're going to have certain areas sectioned off where in their plan, those areas will be preserved. Will that work?
It's going to satisfy that ego. You know, we're talking about the whole thing is conquer from the time they done got here to satisfy that warped, perverted ego.
You're talking about a few. First of all, you're talking about a few.
The few ruling over the many. That's how they shit got started.
Exactly.
It's always been the few dominating over the many, even when they did it with their own first.
That's what they're talking about. Those few is about to be running shit. They're going to have the whole earth to themselves.
If they have destroyed it, if they have released the nuclear bombs to destroy everything, what they got? That's why I don't think they're going to go there with it. Not like that, nah.
Queen, they do have the mentality if I can't have it, no one will.
I haven't seen that yet because they haven't been confronted with that. Who's brought it to them like that? So I don't know that to be true. I mean, you know, it could be true, but I don't know that to be true.
I look at them like a virus.
I'll say the highest people on the earth commit suicide is the crackers from their own ignorance.
Listen, right? This is what I'm saying, right? When we talk about them, they the type they got a certain type about themselves. They like a cancer. They bound to kill themselves anyway. They gonna kill off on their own selves, no matter what. No matter if they try to destroy the world and put pockets, as Brother Dondre said. You know what I'm saying? They still not going to be able to be satisfied amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? So regardless to whom or what, if they're not eliminated, they're going to be pushing forward to elimination of everything because they can't help it. That's just in their nature. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. That they, of course, they need to be eliminated because regardless to whom or what, their nature is to destroy. And they're going to destroy themselves. That's what they was doing in Europe before they took their show on the road.
That's a parasite. Parasite going to eat and eat till ain't nothing to eat no more. That's why you see it in their own movies. You know? You see it in their movies how they talk about Star Trek. The invasion of the body snatchers.
They didn't destroy everything. You know,
listen,
my point being is that all I can go by is what's been laid before I got here. And their behavior, you know, there's a need in them to have domination. They have a need in them to feel superior over others. If they wipe that out, what's going to feed that need? That's what started the conquering shit over their own people. They've only took that same blueprint that's innate in them, the need for, as you mentioned, destruction. You know, though there's destruction there, but at the same time there's cultivation because that's what a parasite does too. A parasite cultivates the host because if the host died, the parasite died.
Yeah, but Queen, here's the part that's missing. Once they came into contact with us, they developed this false concept of God, where now they're trying to be greater than God. So they're trying to create shit. And their creations is fucking shit up. Like they GMO foods and et cetera, et cetera. So they think they're going to be able to survive over their intellect and creation, and they can't. They cannot be nature.
Well,
so
see, that's what me and you going to disagree.
In turn, is going to fuck them up.
But me and you will disagree on that because I don't think they believe in God. That's a game that they ran on other people. Ain't nothing in their behavior since they've been here, and after they got with us, there's nothing you can say to me that can convince me by their behavior that they believe in God.
No.
I think they feel that they're greater than God.
Yes, I can handle that, but they don't.
That's why I said that statement. They choose God.
Listen, God, according to their God, what must he have? He must have pawns called people and living things, otherwise he doesn't exist.
And Queen, they're trying to create them now. They think they can create them. They got artificial wombs and shit now, where they think they can actually create people.
Well, no, they're not trying to create black people. They're trying to create white people because they are anti this realm. And they're trying to stay here for as long as they can. So if you're telling me about them creating artificial wombs, that's so they can get their motherfucking numbers up, all right, and keep them up so they can keep domination. A parasite cannot survive if the host die, and the parasite know that. That's why it only goes so motherfucking far.
If they can create their own host, do they need the dirty niggas?
Say what?
To the hell. If they can create their own host, do they need the dirty niggas?
Now, if they can create their own footstools, first of all, just so you know, classifying dirty niggas, that's a little offensive, but I'll let you know. I know where you're going.
I'm speaking from
I know where you're going with that.
That's why,
but you're telling me their whole plan is to create, so they're going to create humanoids to feed off of the way they've been feeding off us.
As long as they're in control, I see them
listen,
their
what
own
good would that do? How would they do that if they're going to destroy everything?
I'm saying that their intent is to create a control. The result is going to be destruction, i.e. their GMOs. As an example, they think they're going to, their whole thought process is we're going to wipe out a lot of population to minimize and make it easier for us to control. We're going to destroy this amount of the land so we can make it easier for us to control. But their plan is going to backfire.
But listen, I can hear what you're saying, but I'm going to come with it this way. Brother, they already in control. What are you talking about? They got niggas working and non-whites all over this globe for them. They're already, as far as I'm concerned, the GMOs are necessary because of them overplanting and putting all kind of parasites in the soil. Because of that, they have to have the food supply. And it's also another means of greed. And not, you know, you see it as one way, and I see it as another way.
I feel you. Let me throw this at you, though.
Come on with it.
How about this? Because I see it a little bit like this. The powers that be view this whole world as a chessboard. We're their pieces, and you got competing families fighting for position. And how many of us, their pawns got to be wiped out? They don't really give a fuck. They're jockeying for their position because they want to rule. It's the families, the so-called families, the families are fighting amongst each other.
Are they not
fighting
ruling?
amongst each other.
Listen, can you sell the GMO food in Europe?
Hold on, take this out.
Can you? Wait a minute, hold on, brother. Born. Can you sell the GMO? Can you sell the GMO seeds, food that come from the seeds in Europe, and are they allowed to be planted in the soil in Europe?
No, majority of the countries in Europe ban them.
None. There ain't one. Nor can it be planted there. So I see it more as means of greed as a result of greed again, because the fact of the matter is that there's more agriculture being produced than is needed. That the powers that be destroy more than they actually sell on the goddamn market.
Can I add one real quick?
Ashe King. Thank you for that, by the way.
Well, I wanted to say this about their rule. The thing that I see, and from a lot of the information that I've come across, it's not that they're not in control. It's about how many people that they feed in. Because, as we said, they deal with a certain type of greed. And this is also add on to the point of Brother Dondre with the GMO, because a lot of the GMO food that they are types of food that once you plant it, it kills the soil, so soil is not able to be used to plant other food in. So it's a dual process. They don't want us to be able to have our own food. Now, when you eat unnatural food, it does unnatural things to you because it's not natural. So you're going to have adverse effects to it. So I think that, the population control thing is that is something that they're serious. We see them working on it. We see them poisoning every goddamn thing that they can poison. You know what I'm saying? Where that in order to reduce population and reduce numbers. And I think that the reason for doing that is because they don't want to pay so much. It costs too much to feed all these people.
Brother Bourne, they don't give a fuck about feeding nobody.
That's what I'm saying. So
you know, it don't cost them nothing. Because if you ain't got money to go buy the food, you starve. It ain't like we in a system that's giving out free food and all that shit like that. These bastards don't give a fuck.
But it is though. Look, we got America's a welfare state basically. Even though we got people working, a lot of people in America live off of the welfare state. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of welfare that they hand out. America's always, we got to send money over here. We sending the money over here. We trying to send money to this place. We sending money to this place. And they like, nah, we can't do this shit no more. Ain't no more sending money to motherfuckers. We got to cut this shit out. Ain't none of this, no more aid programs. We ain't sending aid to nobody. What we do is just eradicate them motherfuckers and just lower the population. And we'll still get the product. We're going to still produce what the fuck we need, but we just lower the goddamn population because this shit just is out of control for us right now. You know what I mean? Because and that's how I see that they see it by the shekel. They see it by the shekel. Can we reduce the population and still have major shekels off of this shit? And the other thing about them, they're steadily working hard at the artificial person, the artificial people, to make sure that they can grow these new beings. You know what I mean? In order to do some work out here on these fields that they have already exploited. You know what I mean? But I see both sides of what you Brother Dondre and Sister Camille saying is definitely something to be discussed. But I definitely see the push for the lowering of the numbers of people by just exactly what you're saying, Sister Camille. They don't care about this. Like, listen, give a fuck about these motherfuckers. This shit, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we don't even want to look like we care for people no more. We tired of even pretending like we care.
They still got those that front like they doing something, and how you got what was it? Was it Nigeria or Kenya? I forgot which African country was reporting that the vaccines Bill Gates sent over there have sterilants in it. He's sterilizing the women over there and shit. They still got their same fuckery going on where they fronting like they helping the people and poisoning them like they do, like they've been doing.
All about lowering the population, sterilize them jokers, give them the AIDS, give them whatever going to keep them from having babies.
And you got to also take into consideration who's in Europe. The Queen, the Rothschilds, Pope. All right.
Oh, you could call that bitch queen? You can call that cracker beast bitch queen?
Nigga, that's her title. That's her title.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
No harm, King. No harm, King. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't say it.
Well, I'm going to stand on my square always. Move nowhere.
No
what
doubt.
do?
Me too. That's why I had to say it, because I got to stand on mine. But the whole shit is they don't give a, they ain't never cared about us or anybody but their own survival. I do agree with Francis Quelch Welsing. They are clearly aware of them being the minority. And they have, since coming into that consciousness or that reality of such, they have went out of their ways to find ways to decrease everybody else's numbers while increasing their numbers. Okay, and that in vitro is an example of them spending money and time and finding ways where they can increase their numbers. And that's why it's so expensive.
Mm-hmm. Now, both of y'all right. They're doing both things. They're on both sides of the motherfucking fence while they trying to make sure that they can keep their numbers sustained got to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? They lowering ours. Look, we got to get them out of here. Find a way to sustain ours by a little bit of some mulatto mixed in. We can do a little mulatto in, but make sure you start to breathe back. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the type of shit we got going on. Bam! I don't even want to say that.
They ain't fucking with no mulattoes, man. They all about bloodline. Stop playing.
No, I'm talking about, but see, now you talking about the minority families. I'm talking about just when, just a little population up there where they just try to, get in a little Asian or something, get in something just to keep them from getting all paper thin skin every time they born. Dying, right the fuck off. Well, but them crackers up there, and they the paper thin skin ones. When you talk about those that they call themselves royal bloodline and all that shit, those are paper thin skin. They've been inbreeding so long that they motherfuckers, you can scratch them and they bleed.
They're dastardly creatures. They are fiends of fiends. I can't even find an adjective that I feel is vile enough to really describe the nature of these people and the things that they have unleashed upon this planet. I don't know about World War III. I think it's, again, a high probability of it happening because they need to, make that fake shit real, the Bible, Armageddon, all that bullshit, to get more zombies. I don't think, they may be okay with 1/3 of the population being annihilated. They don't care about nobody losing life. They don't care about, if it means, as was illustrated in the quote-unquote world wars that have happened so far, they will kill the lower, the white people that they have enslaved for domination. It ain't like that Cracker Beast bitch and those in England, like her line would be out there fighting any motherfucking way. Or, for example, if Hitler had children, that his children would be out there. It wasn't like that motherfucker was on the front line anyway. So it ain't like they're going to jeopardize theirs for their domination, but they damn sure enough don't mind jeopardizing everybody else.
They own everybody. That's what a king, queen means. You own everybody. That's why, we gotta understand what titles we want and why we want them titles.
Well, right now, that Cracker Beast bitch is nothing but that. That's just a symbol of something that don't exist anymore, that you pimped and borrowed from people that look like me. You're still in my heritage.
I mean,
or memory of me being a representation of that, and pretending as if you're the original representation of such a thing. But again, one comes out of the natural environment of free will and freedom, or what we understand that to be. And then one comes out of conquering. Hatshepsut didn't have to conquer and kill her own people and punk them and bully them to be Hatshepsut, where the foul, low-life bitch Elizabeth gets that, or the one named Victoria gets that from being the child of a scavenger, rapist, murdering beast who conquered and killed and pimped his own people who were physically not on the same level or didn't have the same brutality flowing up in them to do the same. So it's different. You know, Queen Candace ain't have to become the queen by brutalizing and raping and pillaging her own people. You know, yeah, labels are interesting.
They probably wasn't even called kings and queens back then. They ain't speak English.
Well, you know, like I said before, I'm of the mindset of Dr. Amos Wilson. I will redefine any word I want to. I have that right. I do not have to obey.
Power. It's called power. See? That's what I was talking about earlier. Power. What I say, motherfucking go. What you want to do?
I have the right to resist.
And that's how they operate. So that's why I was saying, look, they create their own history. That's what the fuck they did. The power, that's what power allows you to do, whatever the fuck you want to do.
There are ways of getting power. Those monsters came with a way that hadn't been seen before. And when I say monsters, I'm referring to all of them. I don't see the people that are called Arabs any different than I see those that are called Europeans. They're one and the same people. Okay, they have no kind of consciousness. They don't give a fuck about their own mom. They will rape and pillage their own mama to take something. I'm not that kind of way. Now, if you're going to tell me because I'm not like that, that's why they got power over me right now, so be it. Doesn't mean that I cannot also be just as ferocious after they done caught me off guard to get my shit back.
That's why I was
without
saying,
having to be an animal and to the extent where I would kill my own mama. To take power. Where I would poison my own father to take power. No, I'm not that way.
Yep, that's why Nat Turner said, how many people want to get free? And then you got to just the 100. So if we ain't willing to do that to the 100, you ain't willing to do that to the enemy.
Oh, no. Like I said, I'm willing to kill the enemy. I'm just not willing to be a low-down, savage beast like the enemy where I'm so consumed with the thought of ruling over people that I would usurp it from my own mama. You know, they got a long history of that. I would usurp it from my own father because my ego is so out of control. I have to have it pacified, so perverted that I have to have domination of others to feel good about myself. No, that's not what fuels my retribution. My retribution is fueled out of love for my people, out of love. See, if somebody kills something or destroys something that you love, if you really love it, then you're going to avenge it. You got to get paid back. You can't let it go till it happens. So that's what fuels me. And I'm hoping that's what fueled Nat Turner and why he got at the 100, because of the sick shit that he witnessed happening to his people, that it disturbed him so that he wanted to undo the brutality of these monsters and put an end to these monsters on the planet. That's what I'm with. I'm with that aspect of it.
That's why Nat got stopped. They didn't get to 100. The 100 told Massa, hey, Nat and them coming.
Yes, there are traitors, Brother Little. That is true. And hopefully we won't make the mistakes that Nat Turner made so that the traitors could prevail.
That's why we got to exterminate the 100. Damn the bullshit. That's my motherfucking plea. He's supposed to do that. You supposed to not let the motherfucker do that.
Well, he did. Now it's time for some payback. Our people didn't know what it was. And so it got to move on us.
Again, like what you're saying, right? That lack of foresight still exists in us today.
Well, I think that we got a lot more history and a track record for those who can see it of what we're dealing with than what our people initially had when these motherfuckers came about.
I give you that.
No, that's master teachers. That ain't me. It makes sense. You know, I got that out of when we went over The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams and a couple of lectures of Dr. Clark. Makes sense to me. You know. Remember, these are people who killed their own children. Remember the crusade with the children, the last one? And then they had to sell their own children to the Arabs. Got those that survived.
How can you be an angel to a whole bunch of demons? Like, that's what I keep saying. Like, you got to realize who you're dealing with.
But that's what he was saying. Had our people known that event had happened, you know, they would have understood what they were dealing with, but they weren't aware of that. You know, you didn't have telecommunications like we got today. So they weren't aware that occurred, what they was dealing with. You know, but we today, in hindsight and what we're dealing with right now, we have the vantage point. You know, I don't know how any African or anybody that calls himself an African, or if you just say black, could not see that these are monsters. There's no change up in them. They will not repent. There's no such thing as a conscience.
You right about that. Hindsight is 20/22. You're home.
So what do you think about the World War III, Brother Little?
Set up, distraction, and the way they motherfucking you trim the numbers by any means.
Mm-hmm.
And they also play out that Bible bullshit, so it touches a lot of Connect Four, if you will. Or, like we say, domino, motherfucker.
I'd say let it let's get it popping. Let it go.
I mean, that's the only way, but you know, we just concerns me is how, like I said, like how can we take advantage of it to benefit us? That's the $1 million question. How can we stay out of the motherfucker and make that shit work for us? That's how we need to be trying to figure shit out.
True. Well, no
Especially
time like the present.
They want our shit.
Because you know, it's order out of chaos. So you know, the chaos comes when we got order ready.
Well, if the North Koreans and the Chinese hear this, I ain't got no problem with you. Right? You got the same. Your problem is my problem.
What do you say? Don't be a call me niggas. Really?
I'm just saying, their problem is my problem. Can we communicate? We need some resources.
And see, that's the you know, allies, you know, hey, you know. Shit bigger than Nino Brown, man. Shit bigger than Nino Brown, man.
Can I get a corner store? Huh? Can I get a fruit stand? No, I'm serious. Let's talk. You know?
Sister Camille said, ain't no Viet Cong ever called, ain't no North Korean ever called you niggas.
That's real though.
Does Russia have a history of invading other nations?
Negative.
Besides, they territory that they felt was theirs, that whole, you know, area and all that. I know they ran all that, but besides that.
Well, you have, why was Catherine called the Great? Wasn't she kind of imperialistic there? Our pops and all.
You got to remember, Russia was one of the biggest kingdoms back then. They ran shit. All the crackers come from Russia. Caucasus Mountains.
Well, why do you bring that up about Russia, by the way?
Because they're put up as one of the antagonists to the globalists along with North Korea. So looking for some resources military-wise could be a viable option. But without knowing their history and their actual true motives, it might not be a viable option. Because them being that
like Clark said,
smoke and mirrors.
You can't have no friends if you can't punish them. Then it ain't no friendship.
So we don't got no
like
friends,
that.
but we can use your enemy. Your enemy is your friend for the time being, right?
As long as you're in a position to punish them. If you ain't in a position to punish them, you should fall back. Because when they want to make that move on you, you ain't going to be able to stop it.
True.
You don't let random niggas in your house and see the safe and see the numbers to the safe.
Well, I am interested in seeing if this does play out. What will Russia do? Will the communism relationship or brotherhood supersede that of pigmentation?
I'm going to say this. It's New World Order for a reason. Russia part of the New World. Don't get nothing twisted. They the OG granddaddy crackers.
Ashe. And that's why I would like for things to happen for that face to be shown. To me, I don't see why the Asians do not link, these Asian nations eventually don't link up. They would have more leverage and more of a position to handle themselves militarily, linking up against the West, then don't go on about it individually. And if they do link up, if, for example, North Korea becomes a whole, links up with China, and China links up with Vietnam, and Japan hops in, and they all rock out, what will Russia do? Russia, being the granddaddy, as you just correctly manifested, may they have to show their face. I already know. White people
they
won't
roll
come
as
together.
the bad guy. Yeah, they roll as the bad guy.
Were they all united prior to British imperialism?
Yeah, that's the superpower. That's the first superpower.
You know they wild Mongols up there, man. They all related.
There's none. They pretty much only deal with cracker shit. You know what I mean? Russia big than a motherfucker.
They have to overcome some of the same mental bullshit that the continent and we have to overcome, because they have been taught this false sense of separation, that they're different people by the imperialistic British. As long as they think they're separate people, they're never going to come together. It's the Chinese jumping on the Japanese, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, see, they all know they're related. It's about who's going to tell me what to do.
And the realization that they have a common enemy. Because let's not forget, the West whooped up on Japan, Hiroshima, the bombs, China, 100 years, pimping them out, getting them strung out, whoring them. Vietnam, Korea, it ain't like the cracker ain't showed his ass over there. All other places he done been in. You know, and the only good thing that's going on now with Russia, but again, like I said, they can kiss and make up on the drop of the dime, because I do feel that they will fall in line under pigmentation at the end of the day.
This motherfucker Putin fucks with Trump. He want Trump to win and not Hillary. He don't like Hillary. He looking forward to U.S. relations being repaired. He came out that on motherfucker's own mouth. Sitting behind a New World Order goddamn blue background.
Now, is Trump old establishment or new establishment? Is he that old money or that new money?
It's called New World Order. He wears suits and ties.
Trump is
You gotta watch the uniform.
Well, is he really old money? Well,
no,
not
he's new
old
money.
in terms of coming from Europe, you know, with the barons.
American money.
The
American money is all new money.
But yeah, he like, you know, grandfather started getting up. Grandfather poor white trash who took advantage of pimping, selling alcohol, whatever else.
See, Russia been really that's the Byzantine Empire pretty much, man. So, you know, they just changed names to change into Russia.
They all the same to me, brother.
The Slavs turned into Russia. See?
Yeah, they all crackers at the end of the day. They all fucking dirty ass, double fucking beast, but
them the OG Vikings. So I said, granddaddy.
Them the original wild Neanderthals out there.
Pillaging and raping. Keep what you kill. Them kind.
19.
Hell yeah, eat what you kill.
That too. They love babies.
Hey, what the hell? What Brother Mickey Ross that? Don't they kill a cracker beast bitch every hour on the hour?
That's
yeah,
right.
they damn sure do.
Oh, that's the original gun clappers. That's why they ain't dropped no nuke on them. They don't even fuck with Russia. Man, hey, you know Granddaddy crazy, man. Don't even fuck with that nigga, man.
The wild Russians everywhere. The wild Russians everywhere. You can't just drop no nuke on them. Don't think they're gonna get no get back.
No, they got one of the strongest militaries, man. They got everything. Guns, nukes, everything. You don't never hear Russia getting punked.
No, not really. You know, they only took that little embarrassment with Afghanistan, but that was thanks to their cracker beast brothers over here. But you know, India also has the bomb, nuclear weaponry. So does Pakistan. So it's not like just this country or the Westerners and their little pocket in the land that they stole and renamed Israel have it. There are some people, China as well, you know, people that are not white that have that technology as well.
Yeah, that's why they let all the Indians control your telecommunications. It's allowance.
Yeah,
you got to understand how military bases is set up everywhere around the world, and then see if they developed their technology after the military base got established or prior? Most likely it's, the latter.
True. But is that the case now for China, who, thanks to the Sultan bringing out that information that time on the show, and I had to look it up, is number one in the production of military weapons right now. Not this land over here called America, and not Russia. And that's the first time.
Then they catch 2 bombs. Yeah, they could have got in and finished off the job even more if they wanted to. Why they waited and let them rebuild?
That's Japan.
Knowing
that's
everything.
Japan that caught the bombs. That's Japan that caught the bombs. But didn't China get a lot of their military technology from Russia, being one of their communist partner in the 70s and 80s?
They did, as well as getting information from American scientists. See, they played the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? And now they are doing their own motherfucking thing. Just like Japan. That's how the cracker did us. Did we not let the cracker in and teach them and share information and share technologies? And then the motherfucker flipped it on us? Started working on his own shit? Did he not do that? So I'm hoping that, China, them Asians, them cracker beast looking things they call Asians, their variety, they mixed and shit, that they have a sense of get back. And that I'm hoping that they have been planning for the last 100 years on that revenge. Same thing with the Japanese. Doing what you got to do, get where you need to get, make it happen.
And in the midst of this, we be plot, planning, strategizing. Like Brother Little said, man, we need to be figuring out a way to knock this bitch back into the Stone Age.
Exactly.
Where numbers count.
That's what we got right now. That's where our power lies.
Numbers count.
But like he said, too, today, if they drop a bomb on your numbers,
That's why we need that EMP.
Yes, indeed. But, I found out something fascinating that, to show you how they do. They will take information and do what they need to do. When they were becoming an ally with India, the cracker beast British, that's after having a war with them, because India initially was an ally of France, Napoleon, at this time period. And so when British or England came to try to hit the French Empire strategically by selling over to India and taking them out in that region, you had this. Hold this down. Give me a moment. But what I want to say is that this particular leader at the time, they are the ones who created the rocket. They had a rudimentary form of the rocket that they used on the British, even though his planning was his means of attack couldn't succumb them. He did significant damage to this Indian leader with his rudimentary rockets, and they were so impressed with it that they got the technology and reworked it, and that's where we get the rocket from. Well, where they get the rocket, no we, because I ain't with that, where they got the rocket from that they now have perfected. So I say all of that to say about being able to get information from others, playing that role where you are able to get information to utilize and then flip it on your enemy.
It was just like the beast. But wouldn't that be natural though in war? You see, that's wait a minute. Next time we come down here to see them, we knocking their heads.
But even in defeat, because ain't that what the Asians did? They played that role, right? Like the crackers think, oh yeah, you waxes. They did, and they put that face on. Come in, we need help now. And that's exactly what the West did, thinking that would allow them to westernize that area and take over the region completely. And in reality, it gave Japan, it lifted to new heights, as well as China. So much so that China owns a significant part of this country's debt, right?
Yeah.
Remember, back in the day, who talked about China and technology in the same breath? Wax shit came from China. And they played that role, let the Americans come in with their scientists, shut up, set up shop, teach them, and then they took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah, that's the interface, but, we got to see what the terminals say. We got to always look for the shadow. They leave no stone unturned when it comes to running shit.
Mhm.
So, like Britain smacking their ass up. Did Britain allow all this to happen? Why did they allow all this to happen? That's the UN. That's NATO.
AKA America, Europe. And in fact, I'm going to say Europe, meaning this land that is called America, because it's the same damn people.
I mean, basically, they do the dirty work. They both got the red, white, and blue. So, France too, and so ain't nothing changed. They gangbang right in your face.
Shay, yes they do.
They're the true bloods and the Crips. Democrat and Republican. Red and blue states, see? Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. I mean, they the real gangsters. We want to be gangsters. Word to Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
That's the Masons. Freemasons and Scottish Rite.
Hey. See. Terminal. That's the shadow. You got to see it.
Mhm.
And the question would be, like I asked, why they copy Egypt red, white, and blue?
Well, why do you think?
Fortune passed down. The relay baton. Whether inadvertently or overtly.
Well, I don't know anything that a cracker didn't want to steal, whether the shit was nailed down or not. So they know what it was. That was, by the way, the Sultan of Mysore in southern India. His name was Tipu Sahib, and this was in a battle with the British in 1799. when he had him fucked up. It was in April in the battle, one of the battles in 1799 in April. The rocket fire disoriented the normally unflappable Colonel Arthur Wesley, the future Duke of Wellington, and forced them to retreat. And make a long story short, after they were able to finally to defeat Tippo, the Sultan at the time of southern India, they then came in, found out how he made his rockets, and worked on that shit for 4 years. Good 4 years, you know what I'm saying? They hauled away hundreds of the rockets, the rocket launchers, and fire-ready rockets. And 4 years later, they began their own rocket program at the Royal Woodwinch Arsenal in England under the directions of William Congreve or some shit like that. Yeah, it was Congreve, Congreve. And it was the so-called Congreve rockets, improvement on the Temple Sultan's rockets that provided the rockets' red glare when the British bombarded Washington, D.C. in 1812.
Right. And the rockets were glare and the bombs bursting in there, huh?
It made me think of that song when I'm reading that, King, when I was transcribing that shit. Absolutely.
Look, family, I'm getting too old. I can't stay up long no more, man. You hear me?
Yeah,
Did we put the crackers in the trunk, man?
Yeah, all right. It got restarted when the Super came in and y'all jumped on in. So it reconstituted. Brother Dondre, I was down for the count about 30 minutes to 1. So tell you it's just a long day. But listen, we can go to the back room and chop it up a little bit, but we go to the after party. So y'all come check us out again, man. Tuesday, news, and more news. You know how I do right here on Feet on the Ground, man. We stay African first, second, and third. So to put it in the right and proper perspective, we're going to leave out with a praise Nat Turner, glory to God, long live the spirit of Dr. Collins Abdul Muhammad, praise Harriet Tubman, glory to Ivy Wells, long live the spirit of Sister Fannie Lou Haynes. A BB48.
Cracker in the trunk.
I was thinking too.